With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, preparing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 19 minutes of Phil to Phil, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and show. Streams online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shaz's benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran shoot feeling so insecure. The money he earned from yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always set to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Once clicked off across the board with charge to what because his code can be ignored, just how much DSP makes us feel so bored to help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch on why his sheep are also cheap while DSP is chasing green. We're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are so machine. Snorting, burping, leaning, ban. It matters not if battery fun is child can't see if powers make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before launching into a big pretending there for bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of college cat and fatty wife and all his strife while forgetting that just unwell and they were rife. With drama he will react but isn't act that as a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. Teaches nearly over and awareness in sight with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not white. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again. It's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jet here, and welcome to DSP Bingo for what is today, Saturday the 25th of March 2023. I am doing a rare Saturday stream because I missed out on streaming on the Friday night, which is unusual for me, so yeah, I thought I can make up for being off on the Friday by doing it on Saturday instead as a wee one-off. And yeah, as you can see, Phil's in his chat, but the stream is not live. I don't know why. Phil's being lazy. I'm just waiting for it to go live so I can fucking mute the goddamn thing, because as you know, his fucking goddamn music is a fucking curse. His fucking pre-stream goddamn music is just an abomination. So yeah, we're just waiting patiently for Phil's stream to actually go fucking live. Let me just refresh the fucking thing in case it is, and it's... oh, it is. Oh, well, that's fucking strange. Look at that fucking go. Refresh, it's fucking fine. When the hell did Phil get gifted a whole bunch of fucking memberships? Is this why people are fucking cursing the Dutch Brothers because Phil got gifted a whole bunch of random memberships to make him feel better? Look, guys, you got to keep in mind, with things like this, it's a fucking temporary rare positive for Phil, okay? Because it means that either they fucking stump up this money every single fucking month without fail, or Phil's numbers go back down. So either a whale will have to keep on whaling continuously and forever every single fucking month, or they don't do it one time and Phil goes back to being a sad boy because it was a bunch of fucking memberships. Either way, it's like it's just a continual circle. It's always going to happen. There's always going to be a whale for Phil in some capacity. Whether it's Dutch Brothers, whether it's going to be Tutankhamun or whatever fucking that guy's name was, whether it's email or OIC. There's in the past there was like fucking Vidar and all that shit. I've seen them all come and go, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Phil seems to all attract this fucking special sort of fucking dent head. You know, it's bizarre. But yeah, Phil's always going to have some sort of whale to fucking make him feel a bit better because he threw him some fucking money. So, people, I mean, it's just, I'm sorry, I just don't think it's worth getting too annoyed about, because Phil, two reasons. One, I mean, either the whale has to fucking keep it up non-stop every single fucking month, and two, the money Phil's going to get anyway is just going to get fucking pissed away into the fucking wind, because Phil is so goddamn awful with his money. It's not as if Phil's fucking using that money to fucking benefit his life in any fucking way. Nah, he is atrocious with his financials. He is pissing away that money rather than using that fucking money for any meaningful things, like, you know, maybe saving up for, you know, a special treat for him and his wife, or maybe paying off some sort of fucking bill. No, it gets pissed away into the fucking wind, as you guys all know by now. Anyway, let's spin the wheel and determine which bingo card what's the criteria for today's bingo card selection. Spin, you wee fucking bastard. Spin some more. Is it going to be lip smack? Lip smack. So Phil to smack his lips. So if Phil smack his lips, that is going to be, that's the criteria for today's bingo card shenanigans. So fantastic stuff indeed. I just need to now pick a card now based on that. So lip smack. So guys, we need a number. We need a number between 1 and 200. The very first number in...
Money, yeah, money, oh, money, yeah, money.
The This bingo card selection has been interrupted by Kyle Denson. Thank you very much, Kyle Denson, for a super chat. It says, did you see Rich get banned again by Phil for asking what Phil will do on the 7th anniversary of May the 1st? He threatened him with war. What, Phil threatened Rich with war? I know Rich tweeted at Phil, but I never realised Rich, but I know Rich tweeted at Phil, but I didn't realise Phil responded with war. What in the fuck? I mean, I seen the kind of tweet thing, but I just had no idea Phil actually responded because I thought Phil had blocked Rich already. So I didn't realise that Phil read about it essentially. Yeah. Jesus Christ, man! Look, Rich is just doing his best to poke the bear and get a reaction. It's just what he fucking does. It's funny, but it's strange. Like, Rich is not quite at the same level as Keemstar, in terms of living rent free in Phil's head, but he's getting there. He is definitely getting there. But yeah, so the very first number in chat, by the way, I saw when I was, so you guys were new to ask a number to pick the card. Nasty Fripples picked 40. So we're going to go to the 40 bingo card with lip smack in it, which is this one right here on the left hand side. Fantastic stuff. So this card on the left hand side of the card we use for today's bingo shenanigans, we've got tips, him slapping his leg, him saying sound good, help, and him being racist randomly. Then you got Phil laughing, him smacking his lips, him giving a years ago story, him randomly touching his face, and him using his sound box. Whether it works or not is irrelevant. If he tries to use a sound box, it counts, because I know Phil's sound box seems to be breaking right now. The third row is Phil pig-splaining something, him saying friend, him snorting, him being toxic, and him saying go. What is pig-splaining is when Phil takes forever to explain something which can be explained very easily and quickly. The fourth row is Phil making a weird noise, him saying meaningful, him saying day off, you know what I mean, and him standing up randomly. And the fifth row is Phil saying literally content, him pointing at the camera, him saying variety and no exaggeration. The last two bingos that we have had, we have been one away from getting a full house. And so I must stress again the ways we can get free spaces. A lot of you regulars will be so annoyed at me fucking repeating the things over and over again about how to get free spaces, but I must do it for people who are new to the stream. I must do it so people who are new to the bingos know what to fucking expect with this dumbass bingo shenanigans I do. So I'll just very quickly save the card, and then I will be explaining how you guys can help get free spaces to hopefully get us a full house bingo card, because it could be the difference between a full house, one of you guys winning money, and nobody winning anything. And yeah, as you guys know, it's nice when we get a fucking full house. I enjoy getting full houses. I can close this, I can close that, it's fantastic. We're waiting for Phil to go properly live. Let's just sit live just to make sure we're not fucking too far behind. Is Phil actually saying anything and doing anything? He's going to get Jasper to leave the office, and then I can finish sitting up. Oh my god, poor Phil. Review Toilet Paper USA is asking what I reckon DSP should do to celebrate his golden anniversary. He is going to do his best to fucking ignore it ever happened at all. He's not going to allude to it. His chat will allude to it, and he'll probably ban people in his chat, but he's going to pretend it never happened. Much like Liana. He's going to pretend Liana never happened either. Even though she was a big part of his fucking life for a good fucking while, he's going to pretend that shit was never a thing in the first place. So yeah. Anyway, on with the bingo and trying to explain the free spaces crap. So, guys, if we get 25 snorts from DSP during this podcast before he starts recording for his React event tonight, that's a free space. If we get 10 burps from Phil also before he starts recording for his React event tonight, that's also a free space. If we get 100 likes from Phil and he blows bubbles for his dent-headed audience before beginning, recording tonight for his gameplay, not gameplay, but his reacts things, that's also a free space. If we get 100 likes on this very stream, this very bingo stream, before we end bingo, that's also a free space. Also, as annoying as that was, he randomly turned the camera on, and I'm going to count that as stand up. I mean, give it a second to get the, hold on. When he turns the camera on, it's fair game, in my opinion, When he turns this camera on, it counts, essentially. So if Phil randomly decided to stand up and do that random fucking shit, I'm counting that as him standing up, so we've already got one ticked off the board. So, yeah, stand up is ticked already, because Phil stood up. Yeah. He's just messing with the audio lights as well. I mean, there's no audio But you know, it's always still the stream music, essentially. This is Phil, once again, not being able to fucking utilise studio mode in OBS. It's bizarre. Heinz is saying, I had to do the math myself because the monthly net revenue hasn't updated for March. Phil has gotten $2,621 in tips this month, compared to February, $4,121. On track, Phil is to make $3,392. That's a rough month for DSP. Fucking yikes. It's a longer month as well, so fucking full 31 days. I mean, there is still also plenty of time in a month. There's like, in the space of a month, Phil makes about $1,000, roughly. Roughly, you know, sometimes it's under, sometimes it's over, but roughly, in tips alone, Phil makes about 1,000. I think we can go live again. Yeah, Phil's not even probably live yet. He just fucking turned the camera on. See, it's brilliant. So, Phil is not aware of what studio mode does. Studio mode means that I can go to a different scene and set that scene up where you guys seen it. Like, if I just click on a scene and try and mess about with it, you guys will see it as well. Like, if I can click on full screen, for example, you guys can see I clicked on full screen, and if I can, you know, if I can click things and not shit and mess up with things. But if I go to studio mode and do that, if I press studio mode first and then click full screen, you guys won't see me. Even if I've clicked full screen, it'll still be on the normal bingo screen for you guys. So you've seen the bingo screen, and I'm on a different scene and I can mess about with it and put you guys see. So, but Phil's not aware of this for some reason. Phil is not aware that studio mode is a thing in OBS. And a reminder once more, in case you're not aware, this is Philip's job. This is Phil Burnell's career. This is his livelihood, and he's not aware what studio mode does on OBS. It blows my mind, honestly, how incompetent he is when it comes to his own business. He's like, oh shit, I need to set this up, you know what I mean? I need to see how this fucking looks. I might as well just fucking turn the camera on and just act like a clown while I fucking get things set up. I was like, no. Select studio mode and you can fucking see for yourself in a separate little window what it looks like without the fucking audience seeing what you're seeing. It's fucking infuriating. And as Gimmerbud says, that microphone is still dusty. He is, yeah, fuck me. But, Jesus Christ, man. We're just waiting for Phil to go properly live now, essentially. I mean, he is a bit later. I mean, I thought it'd been live by now properly. But yeah, we're still waiting for Phil to probably go live. But yeah, I do hope everyone enjoyed. I mean, obviously there was no bingo yesterday because I wasn't here. But I still hope people enjoyed themselves. D-Dog says that studio mode might not be on his version of because it may have been Windows version 20. It's possible. It's possible. Yeah, because Phil was using an outdated version of everything. His Windows is outdated, his OBS is outdated. Even Phil Burnell, as a human being, barely human anyway, he is outdated. So yeah, it's possible. Anyway, guys, so hold on, what's Phil saying now in chat? Phil's saying Jasper was being silly today, had to lure him downstairs with a toy. Fucking hooray for that. Right, I'm going to turn the music up, guys. I'm going to turn Meerkat's amazing music up. And by the way, quick reminder, right after this bingo stream ends, it will live redirect people to the Decepticon stream. The Decepticon usually has a live stream on Saturdays of Phil's React event. And usually it's quite a good time because he's usually got people with him, like Super Truffer's going to be with him tonight, joining him for that one. And yeah, yeah, so this is going to live redirect people after the bingo ends to the Decepticon's live stream. So, I mean, obviously people can do whatever they want, obviously, after bingo, but if people want to go there anyway, and then they can get live directed straight from bingo directly to his stream once the bingo's all done. So, there we go. I'm going to turn the music up, guys. You guys can enjoy Meerkat's amazing music while we wait for Phil to properly go live. But everything's all set up. Thank you very much, guys, for being here if you choose to be here. As I said, I know Saturdays are multiple choice essentially. There's so many different options on a Saturday with the tractors doing all sorts of shenanigans, you know what I mean? So if you guys are here for bingo, I do appreciate it. People, picking me from others, whatever, but also it's good to support. I'm all about supporting the detractors as well and the content they're producing, you know what I mean? So I do hope everyone will have a good time. Hopefully we can get a full house here. And yeah, enjoy the music. We'll wait for Phil to go properly live. Cheers again.
And it's not even coherent. So you start wondering if the guy was, like, if he's been drinking and texting.
it complements the flavor perfectly. And it's so weird because it's nothing like any other cuisine. It really isn't. I can't even tell you another cuisine that tastes like that, but it's so good. And what I like about Mediterranean food is usually when you get it, you get such a good variety of stuff. Like I got something that came with hummus and pitas. You dip the pitas in the hummus, and that was delicious. Robust, insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking robust. Give you this dipping sauce, garlic infused dipping sauce. Robust. I will tell you guys is thus. Robust. Robust. They came with their rice, which is the seasoned rice. The tastes, again, it tastes kind of different from other cultures' rices. It has peas and carrots, but it's also got this unique seasoning in it that's really good. And then also a side salad, which was like lettuce, tomato, onion, robust, insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking robust. Give you this dipping sauce, garlic infused dipping sauce. Robust. I will tell you guys is thus. Robust. 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 We went and got dinner. Now, this was a double-edged sword.
Hello? For now? That is a business related, and I do still have it.
WWE champion time.
Sadly, Phil is now going live, so we cannot enjoy the great tunes anymore. But yeah, guys, you guys all know a job when it comes to, the bingo stuff anyway. Tag me in chat in case I miss anything on the card. I don't try and miss things on the card, I just do some things because I am a stupid bastard. But yeah, guys, 25 out of 25 means one of you guys can win a prize. There's free spaces up for grabs as well. 100 likes here or there, or Phil snorting 25 times or burping 10 times is free spaces. Fingers crossed we get a full house today. The last two bingos we've been one away from a full house. I would really like to fucking do this little Saturday special with a full house. Fingers crossed, here we fucking go. And never forget, DSP is a bitch.
Good morning, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Level 1 podcast, where we are busy having fun down here on Level 1. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the show. Today is Saturday, the 25th of March, 2023, and you know what that means. Saturday is React Day. It's the day when once a week we take some time out from my pretty much non-stop gaming to do some React content over on my sister channel, DSP Reacts. And today it's DSP versus the Internet, my weekly clip show, where the members over there nominate things for us to watch. And as always, I'm sure there's going to be a great variety of things to check out and discuss and react to. It should be fun, all right? But also, as you can see, today we are in full swing of Resident Evil mode, because Resident Evil 4 Remake came out yesterday. I played it all day long. I had a blast with the game. Admittedly, playing it on hardcore mode is very daunting and challenging. But I will say this, and we're going to talk about this as a major chunk of the podcast today. Not as hard as Resident Evil 2 Remake, in my opinion. And we're going to talk about why in just a few minutes, okay? In fact, what I'd like to do today on the show is take a large chunk of today's podcast to talk about my initial thoughts about the game. If you don't want spoilers, I recommend not checking out that segment. At the same time, I'm talking about a game from the early 2000s. This is not a brand new game. It's a remake of that new game. And what I'm going to be talking about a lot is the differences between the original and this remake, and what I think works and what doesn't. And we're going to have a good time. It's going to be a good open discussion. I'm really enjoying it so far. So I think that, you guys should enjoy. I hope. At least if you're into Resident Evil mode like me, I mean, holy crap. Do you think I'm in Resident Evil mode? We got an awesome throwback Resident Evil border. I actually turned on the red lights today just for this discussion, all right? Now, unlike yesterday's podcast, okay, I do not have a ton of stuff outside of this, I should say this, to really talk about. There's no real game news that happened in the last 24 hours. I'm going to update the schedule. Obviously, I want you guys to get hyped for tomorrow's big React event, our big once-a-month long-form React event over on DSP Reacts, and I'll give you a little bit of an update on that. But outside of that, there's not a ton to talk about. So, what we will do is, talk a little bit about this game that I'm playing, and then we'll probably just do Q&A for the rest of the show. All right, it'll be a little bit more of a laid-back vibe today rather than it being so ultra serious like it was yesterday where we had a ton of topics to hit upon. Today is not that big of a deal, okay? Cool. So, first of all, I do want to say, before we even talk about anything, thanks for yesterday. Here's what I mean by that. Yesterday, I started off a fresh new week, right? And let me tell you, it was a great day. It was completely drama-free. We all focused on the brand new game. We all had a great time with it, right? Even though I was getting my butt handed to me in many situations, it was still entertaining, it was still fun, and we were all able to get back to having a good time together in the way that we like.
I mean, that was your fucking choice to fucking drag on the fucking interview shit with side-scrollers as long as it fucking did. They moved the fuck on from it. They had their own fucking different shows, and they fucking had a variety of different fucking guests and different fucking themes. You were the only one that kept going on and 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 on about the fucking thing. You were the one that would not fucking shut up about the fucking side-scroller thing, the drama of it and all that shit, you know what I mean, and the fucking ambush and the stab and the fucking bag. You would not fucking stop going on and on and on about it. And now it's a fucking fresh new week, and you're still fucking alluding to it. You're talking about, yeah, it's a fucking drama-free week, it's a brand new fucking week, but you're still essentially alluding to it by fucking bringing this up now. I guarantee he's going to fucking mention it again. Let's just listen out for it.
It's hard sometimes when the rest of the world is trying to pull you in a really bad, toxic direction.
That is your direction, pal. You're the one in the fucking cause. You're the source of the toxicity here. In fact, I'm going to take off toxic because you fucking said it. You, in general, you're toxic. You're so toxic that your fucking presence in this bingo made me take it.
To ignore that and or move on. But I feel like we've done that. Yesterday was really good. I had a great time, and today, tomorrow, I feel like we're just getting right back on track. And thanks for that. And yesterday, just to be perfectly frank with all of you, really great streaming day. I mean, so many people showed up. The attendance was really high on both streams. The engagement was good. The support was good. I'm blown away that you guys came back and hung out with me and had a good time after all that week of basically negative, toxic crap that was going on. It was great. It was great to get back aligned with my philosophy and with what you want to see. So,
bear with me. I'm sorry, but you know what I'm like sometimes, guys, when I see this. Bear with me, okay? This might be nothing.
Back aligned.
This might be nothing, but it caught my eye.
My philosophy.
That's just just the bug-eyedness of it all, like this. It just caught my eye, So, yeah, this face, this fucking face that not even a mother would love, just give me a second here. Just bear with me, as I said, And I want to, how about I crop it there and crop it there and see how that goes. This might not work too well because it's it might blend in again, the fucking, the background. Phil's head kind of does merge a bit with the fucking background, so sometimes it doesn't work fantastic here. But it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's a start. You know what I mean? But I don't think there's anything aside from that, where Phil's face being a bit weird, Well, it always is weird anyway, but this was just weird to me. Seeing this fucking face right here, how he's fucking posing and reacting, to me was odd. It just stood out, right? Anyway, on with the bingo. We have one potential thumbnail.
With what you want to see. So, thank you very much for that. Today's going to be more of the same. It is. It's going to be a lot more of having a good time chilling with this DSP versus the Internet show we do once a week. And then more Resident Evil tonight. We'll talk about that in a second as we go through the schedule. But, yeah, it is meaningful to me. Absolutely. That I can, phase out all the white noise nonsense. Because I've said this many times over the years, and I'll just reiterate it. All the negative crap on the internet about me has nothing to do with my streams at all.
Well, when you're fucking begging people profusely to fucking support your life, that is fucking nothing to do with your streams. When you're begging people you need fucking help to pay your bills, that has nothing to do with your streams, your gameplay, the fucking content you produce. You make it about that. Because you're fucking beg, hand on fucking knee, desperation to fucking pay your goddamn bills. Support's been slow. This has been slow. That's been fucking slow. Guys, please step up. I've not had support for a fucking while. Please help out. And you fucking spin in the fucking sob stories about how fucking support's been slow for you. Your fucking members dropped and the game was fucking popular. You're fucking expecting things to do something. Jesus fucking Christ, Phil. When you allude to these things, you fucking make it related to the content. You bringing it up on your content means as a part of the content. Anytime you mention fucking bills, that means it's fucking relevant to fucking talk about it. And talk about where the fucking money goes. Because we've fucking seen plenty of fucking evidence showing you spending that money stupidly. Not when you're fucking begging so profusely to fucking get help, whatever, and then you're fucking spending thousands on fucking mobile gaming and DoorDash and total fucking wine and all that shit. It just baffles me. How can someone so financially fucking irresponsible not learn from these fucking mistakes they make? Fuck me, man. Jesus Christ.
0. Every once in a while, I'll say or do something really stupid on a stream, and it'll be highlighted. But outside of that, it's all bullshit that they literally.
Ooh, literally. This is a very strong card, by the way, so literally. Literally. But yeah, we're doing quite well in the cards so far.
Continuously propagate in a circle to create drama for themselves so someone will watch their dumbass toxic content.
Really? I mean, we're fucking working off what you tell us, Phil. We are working off the dumbass things you do on a constant fucking basis. You know? So, yeah. You're giving us a material, we work around material, blame yourself. It's your own damn fault, you dumb cunt.
Has nothing to do with me. Did you see anything bad yesterday on my streams? No.
I wasn't fucking here, so thank fuck for that.
It was good. It was a great, solid day of gameplay and fun. And yes, there was rage because I was dying, but still it was fun, right? That's what it's all about. And that's what I mean. If you just come to DSP Gaming or DSP Reacts and just watch the content that I put out and enjoy it at face value for what it is, it's a night and day from anything these fucking toxic, really exploitative idiots on the internet say. And that's what I'm happy about. That we could come here and we can hang out and we can have a good time and ignore it all. So thank you for that. You know, you nerve.
Oh, you're not ignoring it though. You keep alluding to it. You keep highlighting it. You keep mentioning it. How many people are meant to fucking move on from it and ignore it if you constantly fucking bring it up?
When you get a bad week essentially full of bullshit and you're wondering what's going to happen, you know, I come back fresh and it worked out really well. And I'm very happy. So I just wanted to get that out of the way and say thank you all. You know, that's exactly how we will proceed. Let's push forward positively. Phase out all their bullshit white noise.
What bullshit fucking white noise? We fucking made a bunch of claims. Sidescrollers fucking alluded to it. You couldn't back up anything. You fucking just said, nah, trust me, bro, they're all lying. You had nothing to show for it, nothing to corroborate your side of the story. And so, of course, the internet's going to fucking believe what the detractors are fucking saying. Because look at all the fucking evidence we fucking showed compared to Phil Burnell. This is why you're a fucking laughingstock. This is why you're a fucking joke. This is why nobody takes you fucking seriously. Because you are not able to be believed. There's nothing about Phil Burnell. Nothing about Phil Burnell is believable in the fucking slightest. Nothing about Phil Burnell seems genuine. Nothing about him seems honest. Nothing about him seems trustworthy. Look at his fucking person. You listen to his fucking person. The first impression you fucking get is this guy's gonna fucking lie to me. This guy's a fucking cunt.
And move forward. All right? Very nice. So, let's talk now. So, where do we begin? Do we do the schedule or do we talk about, See, because if I talk about the schedule, then we get ahead of ourselves and we got to backtrack to Resident Evil. But if we talk just about Resident Evil, then I don't highlight the schedule as much as I want to for tomorrow. Man, let me think about it. I guess we should just let's talk about Resident Evil, shall we? Let's talk about Resident Evil 4 Remake. Let me give you my honest thoughts about it. 5 hours in. That's how far I am right now. 5 hours into the game. The reports say that probably you'll beat it into 12 hours, but if you do the new side content and you take your time, or maybe if you're playing on hardcore and you're dying a lot more, it could be up to 22 hours long, okay? I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. So, let's talk. Right off the bat, Resident Evil 4 Remake feels different. Okay? It just does. Its control scheme, you know, the way that the character kind of moves and handles himself with the aiming. One thing that I always said about Resident Evil 4 was that it always felt a little clunky. And what I mean by that is even though it's a third-person over-the-shoulder action game, you still have very limited movement. It's a little bit hard to move the aim exactly where you want and get it to aim and fire. It just really is, okay? And it can get quite annoying when you're playing the game and you're trying to get your Leon to move fast to do something. It feels almost like he's moving in a vat of molasses, like trying to fight against gravity or something. I don't know. In this game, it feels a little different. if you remember in the original Resident Evil 4, it's all about accuracy with essentially your guns, you know, using like a laser sight or whatever to get those accurate shots. Well, in Resident Evil 4 Remake, you don't even have that laser sight. All right, instead, and I think you can buy it. You can buy it from the vendor. But instead you get this interesting targeting, you know, reticle. And it essentially serves exactly the same.
Stop for a fucking second, because the Lunar Guardian's telling me to look at it. Okay, you know, look at the views. Let's look at the views. Otto Insane's asking, does that count as a weird noise? The snort is not... For Phil Bonnell, it's not weird. When it comes to snorts, that is not weird for Phil. That is extremely fucking normal. So no, snorts are not a weird fucking noise, not for fucking Phil Burnell. For anyone else it would be weird, but not for Phil. The molasses noise. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, hold on, we can come back to it. First of all, let's see how this fucking done for him. How well has Resident Evil 4 done for him? Sweet baby Jesus, it's kind of dead already. Fucking parts 4 and 5, nobody fucking give a shit about it. Part 1, naturally, would fucking do not bad. But yeah, parts 4 and 5, been up for 12 hours now, half a day, and people are losing interest already. Predictably, inevitably, people lose interest because it's still been up playing the game, and far less people fucking want to stay. Like, 2.5k, half of them, and fucking half of the people that watched part 1 were like, fuck that shit, I'm not going back for part 2, fuck part 1. And then it drops off more and more and more. Jesus Christ, man. It's just, it's very fucking ridiculously terrible. Let's go back to see this weird noise that Otto and Sam alluding to.
In the original Resident Evil 4, it's all about accuracy with essentially your guns, you know, using like a laser.
Also, I cannot help but fucking point it out. Accuracy. Accuracy? Is it all about accuracy? I'm sorry.
4, it's all about accuracy with essentially your guns, you know, using like a laser sight or whatever to get those accurate shots. Well, in Resident Evil 4 Remake, you don't even have that laser sight. All right, instead, and I think you can buy it. You can buy it from the vendor. But instead you get this interesting targeting, you know, reticle. And it essentially serves exactly the same purpose. But it seems like you need to actually aim a little bit longer for it to be more accurate. And one thing that they have absolutely done in this game that makes it way more challenging is accurate weapon sway and accurate body movements. So, you know, typically in a video game, you want to aim and draw with your character, and you pull out your weapon, and immediately you snap straight, and you're firing perfectly arrow straight, right? And the enemies just tend to walk straight forward right into it. Right? They're dead. Not in this game, man. In this game...
There's a weird fucking noise right there. Phil doing a zombie noise. Phil's strange-ass fucking zombie noise going... Fuck. But yeah, I'm definitely counting as a fucking weird noise. One more fucking time, for those that fucking missed it.
Right into it. Right?
That fucking shit. That's a fucking weird noise. Also, I'm gonna go 1.25 speed now, because I want to.
Dead. Not in this game, man. In this game, zoop, you try to fight, you try to aim quick, and all of a sudden, here you go. Here's your arm, right? Natural sway, which is pretty challenging to even get an accurate shot. And then the enemies don't walk straight. As they walk, they have this natural like gait where they're moving back and forth like this. So as they're walking back and forth on their feet, basically your aim is off. And you have to kind of adjust your aim on the fly to even get accurate shots, which is quite interesting. Okay. Hold on one second. Hold on. Just got an email. I just want to read it. Here we go. Okay. Looks good there.
What the fuck was that about? Was it some email from a denthead promising future funds or something?
Sorry, it's business stuff, it's tax stuff, you know, it's tax season. I've been waiting for all week for stuff, and now I'm getting updates on it, like, finally, good. Anyway.
Why did they not fucking email you outside of streaming hours? How dare they interrupt your professional style stream by fucking emailing you during a stream? Did you not fucking tell them the right times to fucking contact you like you told Keemstar? Why is it okay for them to fucking do that, but not Keemstar?
Anyway, sorry for the distraction. So, yeah, it's just hard to naturally shoot enemies in this game. And then on top of that, I would say the enemies do seem to be quite aggressive. Now, I'm playing on hardcore. All right, and when I'm playing on hardcore, obviously, it means it's going to be harder. I don't know, I didn't play it on standard. You guys really wanted me to play it on hardcore because I just played the standard difficulty last year, right? So I don't know if the enemies are naturally just tougher because I'm playing on hardcore or not, but they absolutely seem more aggressive. They seem like pretty evasive in a lot of cases, you know, where they're just running straight at your face. And you're like, damn, I fired twice, but I've got one more shot and I'm trying to aim. He's in my face, right? I think the reason they did that is because of the new combat mechanic, the parry system, which the game at first doesn't even explain. It doesn't come until several hours into the game that the game finally explains that you can parry attacks, which is crazy because you definitely should be using it like right away, but you don't know. So those who don't know, there's a new parry system with your knife. When an enemy is attacking you, just as their attack is about to hit, if you tap the left bumper, your character, Leon, will raise his knife and basically, bing, parry off their attack. Now, if you just time it poorly, it'll still work, but you can't do anything afterward. You're kind of staggered. If you do it with perfect timing, now you can do a follow-up melee attack to the enemy you parried, which will then stun or knock them down, leading to either big damage or another follow-up opportunity, either with the knife or with a gun. This is completely new. This was never in the original game. And one of the things I complained about in the original Resident Evil 4 was that it always felt like if you were getting mobbed, you had no chance because there's no dodge. There's no dodge mechanic in Resident Evil 4. There never was. That wasn't added until future Resident Evil games. So if you got people on your face, like, how do you get them off? You really have no way to do so, especially if they're too close. You can't get aim to fire a weapon and hit them. What are you supposed to do? So now with this parry, you have a chance to counterattack people and get them off of you, which is really nice. But you might say, well, wait a minute. If you could just parry everything, doesn't that make the game too easy if you're just good at timing? I mean, wouldn't that make it like Sekiro? Yeah, actually. So they implemented another new thing in this game that's called the durability system, but only for knives. Only knives break. Everything else in the game, like guns and everything, is infinite. But the knife will break depending on what you use it for. So obviously with the knives, you can use it to attack things, right? And you have your swipe, which is the old knife swipe you used to be able to use. But then if you hold the trigger down, you can actually do a poke. Now, I couldn't tell you if the swipe or the poke is better. I've been using both, and they both seem good. So I'm not sure if one's better than the other. But it's interesting that the more you use your knife, basically the more kind of nervous you get, because now if you break your knife, okay, you don't have the ability to parry anymore. Now you can find more knives. There's all kinds like kitchen knives and other knives that you find out in the environments. All right, and that's good that you find those out in the environments or whatever. So you know that's excellent. But at this very same time, you know, it's interesting that they added that they thought ahead. You know, they said we're going to put a way to get out of situations, but we want it to not be infinite. It would be too easy. Now there is a knife you can repair. It's your combat knife that you start off at the beginning of the game with. Essentially, it's a knife that if it breaks later on when you get to the merchants of the game, you can repair it. So you're never without a knife completely. You know what I'm saying? You'll always have a knife, even if your knives that you find in the environment, the kitchen knives or whatever, break and they're gone. You'll still have your broken combat knife that you can eventually repair when you get back to a merchant. So you can never be without a knife forever. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool too. So this is all new elements. You know what I mean? These are all new elements that feel completely different. From the original game, and that's neat because it basically makes it feel kind of refreshing, right? Now, obviously, the graphics are overhauled in a huge way. The game looks way more realistic and fun in that regard. And all the character models have been redesigned from the ground up, too. It's not just like, oh, they reskinned them in HD. No, they're totally different. Man, that chainsaw guy, his head is disturbing because you don't want to know what's under that hood. It's not. It doesn't look like a human head. It looks like it's flattened pancake or something. It's disgusting, man. It's real gross. And the other thing that I like are the little touches that they've added here or there. For example, the fact that things that you used to be able to do in the original game have been changed, so you can't really take advantage of them anymore. So, for example, in the opening segment of Resident Evil 4, the original game, you're in a town. It's the first time you encounter these Las Plagas people en masse. You know, you encounter one or two individuals beforehand, but it's the first time you got groups of them coming after you. Now, the way you beat this segment is either you kill a certain amount of them, or there's a chainsaw guy that comes out, and if you kill him, it kind of ends, or if you survive a certain amount of time, and I forget if it's like 3 or 5 minutes in the original game. So, one thing that people would typically do, is a very common strategy. There's a bell tower. And what you would do is immediately ignore all the enemies, run past them, get to the bell tower, climb up this ladder. Now, the only way enemies can get up there is the ladder. So you've created a situation where you are safely backed up, and you created a funnel, essentially, a choke point, where they have to come. And you could just stand there with your knife and hack at them as they come up the ladder, or shoot them, and they just keep falling down the ladder. And you could do this infinitely for 3 to 5 minutes till the segment runs out, and you've won. So this is a classic strategy of Resident Evil 4 that so many people, thousands and thousands of people have used over the years. You can't use it in this one. In this one, it's still there. So you run to the bell tower, you climb up, all right, here we go. The floor breaks, and you collapse down to the bottom, and now you're in the middle of a huddle of enemies that were waiting down there. You're like, what? It's cool that they did that they changed it, so it's not exactly the same experience. And I've noticed over the course of playing the game for 5 hours, there are several different things like that have been changed up. Like, for example, a room that used to have a puzzle in it, the puzzle's gone. Now there's a completely different challenge or side quest or puzzle in its place to make it fresh, right? I like that, because it really makes it feel like this is a new game as opposed to, oh, this is just Resident Evil 4, and it looks better and plays slightly differently. You know, that's the difference. That's definitely the difference between Dead Space Remake and Resident Evil 4 Remake. Dead Space Remake, very much so, is almost just a graphical overhaul with very few changes. There's a couple anti-grav segments that are different, and they did redo one boss, okay? But for the most part, the overall combat is almost identical to that of the original Dead Space. It doesn't really feel like you're playing a new Dead Space game at all. It feels like you're playing Dead Space 1 with a few improvements. This game feels like they did put so much effort into it to make it an original, fun, new experience from the ground up. It doesn't control the same. The combat doesn't feel the same because there's so many changed elements. These different things they've changed. You know, you can't play it the same way as the first game. That's
Apparently, Phil said the N-word earlier on when he was talking about the knife in Resident Evil, and I slipped up. I'm willing to go back. I mean, it's too late now. If I can press the button to go back, so fuck it. I'm willing to go back.
how do you get them off?
Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, I've seen a couple of people allude to it, but I thought I wasn't sure if people were talking about this podcast, you know, now, or if it happened yesterday or some pitch. You know, Phil says horrible racist things all the time. You know what I mean? So I wasn't sure if you meant live Phil or fucking yesterday's Phil or whatever.
And get accurate shots, which is quite interesting.
Wait, when was the knife talk?
And immediately you snap straight and you're firing perfectly arrow. So as they're walking back and forth.
Okay, then never mind that.
Yeah, it's just hard to naturally shoot enemies. Really. So I don't know if the enemies are naturally just... The reason they did that is because of the new combat mechanic, the parry system.
Okay, so here we go. So apparently it was during all knife talk here. I'm not sure exactly when, but let's just go to normal speed and see if we can catch Phil dropping another racial slur, apparently.
But they absolutely seem more aggressive. They seem like pretty evasive in a lot of cases. You know, where they're just running straight at your face. And you're like, damn, I fired twice, but I've got one more shot. And I'm trying to aim. He's in my face, right? I think the reason they did that is because of the new combat mechanic, the parry system, which the game at first doesn't even explain. It doesn't come until several hours into the game that the game finally explains that you can parry attacks, which is crazy because you definitely should be using it like right away, but you don't know. So those who don't know, there's a new parry system with your knife. When an enemy is attacking you, just as their attack is about to hit, if you tap the left bumper, your character, Leon, will raise his knife and basically, bing, parry off their attack. Now, if you just time it poorly, it'll still work, but you can't do anything afterward. You're kind of staggered. If you do it with perfect timing, now you can do a follow-up melee attack to the enemy you parried, which will then stun or knock them down, leading to either big damage or another follow-up opportunity, either with the knife or with a gun. This is completely new. This was never in the original game. And one of the things I complained about in the original Resident Evil 4 was that it always felt like if you were getting mobbed, you had no chance because there's no dodge. There's no dodge mechanic in Resident Evil 4. There never was. That wasn't added until future Resident Evil games. So if you got people on your face, like, how do you get them off? You really have no way to do so, especially if they're too close. You can't get an aim to fire a weapon and hit them. What are you supposed to do? So now with this parry, you have a chance to counterattack people and get them off of you, which is really nice. But you might say, well, wait a minute. If you could just parry everything, doesn't that make the game too easy if you're just good at timing? I mean, wouldn't that make it like Sekiro? Yeah, actually. So they implemented another new thing in this game that's called the durability system, but only for knives. Only knives break. Everything else in the game, like guns and everything, is infinite. But the knife will break depending on what you use it for. So obviously with the knives, you can use it to attack things, right? And you have your swipe, which is the old knife swipe you used to be able to use. But then if you hold the trigger down, you can actually do a poke. Now, I couldn't tell you if the swipe or the poke is better. I've been using both, and they both seem good. So I'm not sure if one's better than the other. But it's interesting that the more you use your knife, basically the more kind of nervous you get, because now if you break your knife, okay, you don't have the ability to parry anymore. Now you can find more knives. There's all kinds, like kitchen knives and other knives that you find out in the environments. All right, and that's good that you find those out in the environments or whatever. So you know that's excellent. But at this very same time, you know, it's interesting that they added that they thought ahead. You know, they said we're going to put a way to get out of situations, but we want it to not be infinite. It would be too easy. Now there is a knife you can repair. It's your combat knife that you start off at the beginning of the game with. Essentially, it's a knife that if it breaks later on when you get to the merchants of the game, you can repair it. So you're never with.
Oh. Okay. I see. I think we caught at that time
the merchants of the game. You could repair it so you're never.
Ooh, well, I don't know. How close was it?
The merchants of the game. You could repair it
So let's go like super slow mo.
you're never. You're never.
It's close. It's close. It's close. It's close. Go a bit faster, I guess.
So you're never. You're never.
Yeah, it's close. It's close. It's close. It's close. You know, I'm kind of glad we're around it because yeah, it's like it's definitely, you know, say Phil flubbing over his dumbass tongue, but it's still impressive how often he does it. Like, how does he manage to fucking do it every single fucking time, every chance he fucking gets? You know?
Repair it so you're never. You're never.
I mean, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. Normal speed now. Normal speed.
Repair it so you're never. You're never without a knife.
Provost says Tyrone walked by the office. Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know. It's like, they would tick off. I mean, I feel like I should leave it to you guys to decide. I mean, did he say something racist so we can tick off a square, or should we not do it? I know a couple of you guys are not wanting the square ticked because you don't think it's convincing enough, essentially. So I'm going to do a wee poll. So there, wee poll, run in there. Tick racism for the N-word kinda. Because Phil kinda did say it, you know. Hey, you laid your head down, pal. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one anyway. I'm sorry I missed it the first time. I mean, I was on 1.25 speed, so we kind of just blew by it. In real time, you definitely hear a G sound. It's just such an interesting flub from Phil.
You could repair it so you're never. You're never.
Yeah, I mean, it's there, I feel, you know, there's enough there. I mean, if I'm gonna say it, the Agostino Herzinger show, he feels hurt. You know what I mean? He's like, he probably feels like Phil was talking directly to him, but Phil said, yeah, I feel like we're going to be ticking this. A lot of people are leaning towards yes. 84% so far that the voting is going towards yes. One more time, then we're moving on.
To the merchants of the game. You could repair it so you're never. You're never.
Oh, so much hate speech on Phil Burnell, you fucking disgusting bastard. I'm going to move on. Phil has been so horrible. I can't believe Phil would say it again. It's not as if every single fucking day says something dumb. Yes, actually, it is actually like every single fucking day. Every single fucking day, if it failed, Phil says something dumb.
By the way, I'm only 5 hours in.
Who cares?
Shoot 5 blue emblems in town.
I don't think I got that far. What did I find?
Spot, shoot it. Now there's like these lanterns that are.
Okay, I went too far. I went too far forward. Where the hell was I anyway? Also, it won't play anymore. Play, pause, do something.
Fun with a few improvements. This game feels like they did put so much effort into it.
Okay, we'll continue from here. Okay, we're continuing from here. I'm going 1.25 again. But yeah, overall, to sum everything up, after all that, Phil said something dumb, and we're taking it. And that's our first bingo of the goddamn game.
To make it an original, fun, new experience from the ground up. It doesn't control the same. The combat doesn't feel the same because there's so many changed elements. These different things they've changed. You know, you can't play it the same way as the first game. That's a really good thing. Okay? Man, some other things they've changed. I keep thinking of them as we're talking about it here. The loot system. It used to be that there were set treasures in the game that you would find, and some of them you would just sell right away and they'd be worth a lot of money at the merchant. Some of them you would save and then you would combine with certain gems over the course of the game to increase their value, and then when you sold them they were worth more. Now they have far extrapolated upon this formula. So you'll find, for example, a mask, and the mask will have 3 gem slots. Well, you have all these options. You could just sell the mask itself for a low price. You could put a couple gems in, and each gem you put in increases its value. Or you could do mix and match combos. Like you could do 3 different color gems, 3 of the same color gem. And each time you do that, it increases the value different ways and has different value multipliers. Apparently there's going to be treasures, because actually they created a menu to explain it. Apparently there's going to be treasures with up to 5 gem slots in them, which is pretty crazy. And you mix and match to the point you get a lot of money out of it, which would be really cool. Eventually you're getting like 20, 30, 40, 50,000 for just selling one treasure that you built up over the course of a couple hours. Now you can buy like a bunch of upgrades with it. Pretty neat. So I like that, and all the treasures are in different spots and stuff now. Man, it just feels different. It's so different. It used to just be, oh, little glowy spot, shoot it. Now there's like these lanterns that are hanging, and you got to shoot the lantern at a certain time sometimes, because it's timed puzzle to make it not fall and get dirty, and if you have it stay clean, then it's worth more than if it fell into like a dirty well or whatever. And that was part of the original, and they retained that, but the treasures are all new remixed and reshuffled around and different. And that's great. So, and by the way, I'm only 5 hours in. At this point, you could argue I've probably fought one real boss, okay? It feels great. It does, and it's different too, like the timing of certain things. I went to this, there's a fishery area, and I don't even really remember it from the original game, but people are telling me, no, it actually is in the original game, but the order that you go to it is different. So because they put it into the game earlier on now, it feels like it's something new, when in reality it was in the original, but it's kind of shuffled around and remixed. And that's good, obviously, you know? So, I definitely like the game a lot. Now, I'm 5 hours in, and one of the things that I like, but I'll be honest, I don't really like. The side quests so far haven't felt original or meaningful. Allow me to explain. So in the original Resident Evil 4, there's no side quests. There's none. There's a few side puzzles and things you can do, but there's no official side quests. In this one, there are. So what it is you'll find a piece of paper, a blue piece of paper. They'll tell you to do something. Like, hey, go shoot 5 blue emblems in town. Or go kill the rats in a building. Or go and destroy 2 certain kinds of tombstones in a big graveyard full of a bunch of tombstones. Destroy these 2 particular ones. Okay? So, although they're new, they definitely feel like busy work. Does anything I just described sound anything meaningful? No. Does it add to the story? No. All it is busy work. Go back and do a few random things. And if you do them, when you go back to the vendor now, the merchant, he'll give you some rewards called spinels. Now, originally, in Resident Evil 4, spinels were just gems you would sell. They were just generic gems selling for profit, and then you could buy upgrades for your weapons and stuff. In this one, spinels are very interesting. The spinels are trade items. You don't sell them, you trade them directly for other items that are completely unique. So, for example, I think I traded them for a inventory upgrade, and then I traded one for something else. I can't remember what else I got. But, like, you get, this is how you get the laser sight for your weapons, is by trading spinels. Oh, I got a treasure map. I traded one for a treasure map for an area, okay? So, that's unique, and that's, again, another way they've remixed it to make it feel unique and different from the original game. I just wish that those side quests were more meaningful, because, you know, they don't feel meaningful. They just feel like tedious work. Not to say that they're a ton of work. I don't really feel like they are, but it would have been nice if there was something more meaningful to do as something new, as opposed to, oh, here's just a random thing we threw in there that you do in a few seconds when you're in an area, and then you get a reward or whatever, you know. Still nice that it's in there, okay? So overall, I really like the game. I have a couple complaints, I do, and one of them is probably just my own stupidity. I've literally stepped on every single bear trap in the game. I wish this was an exaggeration. It's not. In fact, someone made a YouTube short of it, and I didn't have a chance to look at it this morning yet. I literally stepped on every bear trap. Why? Because the graphics are so good that I don't see them. All right? And that's, I guess, that's a shortcoming of me. I'm so used to this game. You know, I played it twice, and every time those bear traps usually stand out in a big way because, you know, the environments were outdated or whatever, and they basically kind of, you know, they stick out like a sore thumb. Now, they totally blend, like completely blend in. And I'm really just having a hard time remembering as I'm moving around, you know, trying to look down for bear traps. I'm sure they're perfectly visible if you're looking for them. But it's like, when you've got all these really tough enemies coming after you and you're looking around your environments for hidden items and collectibles, the last thing you're looking for is bear traps on the floor. And I hit them every time. So maybe they stood out a little more. I don't know. But, I mean, I've hit every one. That's just a nitpick, and it's probably my shortcoming more than the game's shortcoming. I have noticed a few weird things that have happened. I'll give you a couple examples from yesterday's gameplay. Number one, the parry system is great, but I don't think it always works. There was a situation where an enemy was coming at me, I parried, and it did the parry flash, you saw it on the screen, and it made the parry sound effect to say that I had done it right, and the enemy still hit me anyway. Huh? It was weird. I don't know what happened there, because I don't think that was supposed to happen. I think either it should have parried, or it shouldn't have shown me the parry sound effect and flash. It should have been like, you did it too late, but it showed it, and I was like, I didn't get it. How am I taking damage and taking the hit if I parried it? It doesn't seem to make sense.
Shut the fuck up, Phil. I'm going to take no exaggeration. Phil said, I wish I was exaggerating earlier on. I wasn't sure to count it or not, but fuck it. I've decided, you know what? I'm going to count it. So yeah, that is an hour bingo. To be basically along, yeah, I'm just counting it. I'm fucking counting it. It's close enough in my opinion. I want to fucking win today.
Another time, I had a shotgun. And so I was shooting enemies, and one guy got right in my face. I had shot him once with the shotgun. He kind of staggered, and I aimed and fired again, and the shotgun had zero effect on the enemy. It ignored it as if I never fired it, but it was point-blank range. What happened? Well, is there a situation where maybe, because he was in a recovery animation from the first shot, he had some kind of invincibility for a temporary amount of time? And if that's the case, that should not have happened. You don't want enemies getting invincible in front of you because they're in a stagger animation, you know? So there's a few wonky things there that I'm noticing. Not to say that they're game breaking, not to say that they're constant. Like I said, that parry thing happened once. So as long as it doesn't constantly happen, I'm okay with that. But I'm a little nervous that what happens if later on, right, you get to a real tense situation, you absolutely need that thing to work, and then the damn thing doesn't work, right? I would hope, fingers crossed, that that's not going to happen. That maybe these are just one-off situations, okay? But the thing is, if that's really the only negative I have to say so far, that's very, very minor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really, so far 5 hours in, don't have much negative to say about it. The only thing is there's the boss fight in the lake. And I won't spoil, for those who have never played the game before, maybe you don't want to know what the boss fight is in the lake. But there's a boss fight in the lake, it's completely unique. It plays nothing like the rest of the game. And I'm playing on hardcore, so I don't know how this affects the boss fight. But typically it's really awesome and it's very scary, but at the same time, it's actually quite easy in the original games. Well, this time, I'm trying to move to dodge, and it just seems like you can't really control it that well. Like, there's times when it's acting like, oh, maybe you're supposed to get out of the way, and I try, and I get hit anyway. And I'm like, well, I don't know what I was supposed to do there. Am I just, because I'm on hardcore, can you just not get out of the way in time? Or, you know, I don't know. In the game, it's not apparent. It's not like there's no on-screen prompt, press left, press right. It's just like you have to guess if you're supposed to be dodging left or right. Keep in mind, there's no dodge. It's just moving with the thumbstick. So, it was a little annoying. I had to do the fight, and I got to the very end of it, and I died. And then I had to do the fight again. And I was like, if the game had been a little bit more clear on what it was expecting from me in the fight, I probably wouldn't have lost the first time. Not to say that it's a huge deal to have to redo it, but still, it's more annoying when you lose to something simply because you don't understand it, because there's not enough understanding of what's going on, than if you just failed, like, oh, my hand-eye coordination wasn't good enough, right? Or something like that. It wasn't even like that. I was just confused as to what I was supposed to be doing, and the game didn't make it apparent at all. But if that's really my one major complaint, you know, it's not much of a complaint. The game is outstanding so far. Like I said, 5 hours in, on hardcore mode, have I died a ton? Absolutely freaking yes. That initial segment where you arrive at the village, and all the villagers get triggered, and they're coming after you, and you have to survive for that certain amount of time, that shit is legit scary and very challenging now. They upped the difficulty of that by like 5 times from the original game, and it took me like almost 45 minutes to survive that initial village encounter. But you know what? Then when I did, I was like, whoo, you feel this sense of relief and accomplishment that you got past it, and now you know you're going to head into the meat of the game that will be different, and it ends up being pretty entertaining at that point. So, I like it. I really don't have many or any major complaints. Now, I said something earlier on the podcast. I said, I don't feel Resident Evil 4 Remake is as difficult as Resident Evil 2 Remake. I will reiterate that. I stand by that statement, and here's why, okay? Resident Evil 4 Remake, does it have areas you have to retread and go through again a second time? Yes, it does. It does, absolutely. However, for the most part in this game, once you go through an area, you're kind of done with it. There's one or two maybe different examples of that where there is you have to go back to a previous area. For the most part, though, that's not the case with this game. I think that's mostly because Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 were so heavy on having to return to previous areas that were locked or whatever, that they decided, they decided that, you know, this is a situation where they wanted the game to be different. They wanted to feel more like you're in a unique world and you're always doing something new and different. You're not kind of constantly going back like it was in the first 3. Resident Evil 2 Remake is a great game, but there's a lot of times you have to keep going back to the same exact areas of the police precinct, right? And when you do, what they do is they constantly ramp up the difficulty. First, it's just regular zombies. Then it's a lot more regular zombies. Then they'll throw a dog in there. Then next thing you know, it's lickers. Then, you know what I mean? They keep upping the ante. And if you're low on ammo, you get kind of screwed because you can't get through the hallways. Like, I just have to run through randomly and hope for the best, trying to juke every enemy, right? Like, that's what it becomes in Resident Evil 2 Remake. If you don't have the ammo, you're screwed, all right? At the very least in this game, all right, it feels like it's fair. You're always going to have some kind of ammo. I don't think I ever, so far in 5 hours, even in some of these gauntlet parts, I haven't got to a part where like, oh, I don't have enough ammo, I'm screwed, I can't get through an area or anything like that. And the other thing, like you said, since you're not retreading the same areas, it's not like, oh, it's always the same choke point, and I'm screwed, I have to get through that choke point for the 10th time, right? So, yeah, like, in my opinion, this game, it just feels way more modernized. Even the remake version, you know what I mean? Like, Resident Evil 2 Remake wanted to recapture that feeling of suspense and terror when you know you have to go through the same area a million times and you just don't have enough ammo or health or whatever it is to really fairly face the odds. You're going to have to find a way to blow through those areas. You know what I'm saying? In Resident Evil 4, it doesn't feel like that. It just feels more like you're always kind of equipped for the situation as long as you're ready to react with aiming or the right weapon or a parry. You know what I mean? As long as you're ready, it's fair. Okay? And I like that about the game. By the way, it looks like the frame rate of the camera's a little choppy. Give me a second to, if I switch over here sometimes. It still looks a little choppy, right? Yeah, it might just be one of those days. Might just be one of those days where it's gonna, I'm gonna really fix it. Whatever. Anyway.
The thing is, though, it's not choppy for us. It's choppy for him, I guess, when he's looking back at it. But to me, this is not choppy.
Those days.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it is choppy.
Might just be one of those days where it's gonna.
I mean, it looks horrible because it's Phil, but it's not choppy.
I'm gonna really fix it. Whatever. Anyway. So yeah, I feel like definitely it's not as hard. It's still fun, and hardcore mode I definitely recommend. If you've already played Resident Evil 4, I don't think there's a reason to play this on standard. Like for me, I'm playing it on hardcore. You guys know me. I usually don't play games on harder difficulties. I'm not extra good at games, but I certainly feel like playing this on hardcore is appropriate if you've already played Resident Evil 4 before. If you haven't, then you should definitely play it on standard first. But for me, I recommend playing it on hardcore. Once you get past that initial village segment that's very challenging and grueling or whatever, you'll basically get to a point like, okay, much more relaxing, much more fun. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. So that's my thoughts overall. Really like the increased graphics, the better graphics. Really like the fact that the combat feels completely different from the original. I'm liking the new improvements to the situation, and the game is growing on me even more the more I play it. Especially with the parry system and the knife system, I'm kind of getting used to it, and I'm liking it more. The remixed nature of the loot, the treasures, the puzzles, some added side puzzles, the rooms that are kind of changed around a little bit, the fact you can't play it and exploit it in the same way you played the original Resident Evil 4, that's good. That means this feels fresh. It's a good experience. It's an honest first-time experience again, rather than replaying the same game and feeling like you just played. I mean, I just played this in January 2022. If it were the same game, I'd probably be bored to tears, but it's actually not at all, and I'm constantly wondering what's around the next corner, what's going to be a little different, what's going to happen. That's a great thing, okay? So everything right now, absolutely great in the game. I actually cannot wait to jump on. I'm playing it again tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time on the late stream. All right, I'm having a great time with it, so I hope that you guys are enjoying it as well, and join me tonight for more, 2 hours more, and then we're going to be starting playing it constantly as of Monday. It'll be the main stream again, because we do take a little bit of a break tomorrow. We're going to talk about that right now because we're going to get to the schedule, so you guys know what's going on, but I can't wait for more tonight to see what they're going to throw at me. Keep in mind, 5 hours in, we haven't even arrived at the Salazar Mansion yet, and that's really where the game picks up, where there's a giant segment of the Salazar Mansion. It's tons of that gameplay, right? And then you've got, after that, even more stuff going on. So there's just a lot of shit going on in this game that we haven't gotten to yet. And so I mean, like, if I'm 5 hours in, I didn't even get to the Salazar Mansion yet, likely means that this is going to be a lengthy playthrough, which I'm totally cool with. Hey, I'll play and enjoy it, right? So let's talk about the schedule, all right? Because I think that people need to understand, because a lot of people are so hyped for this game right now, and they're like, well, why aren't you playing it as the mainstream today? What's going on Sunday? Why aren't you playing it? I hear you. It's just kind of timing. It happens. What can you do? But here's what's going on. Let's go through the schedule for the next several days so you guys know what's going on, okay? So, today, the major stream is DSP versus the internet. Why? Well, because I do this once a week, and I probably, if it was any other week, would have just pushed it to Sunday. But we're already doing another special event tomorrow, so it just kind of lines up like this, and there's not much I can really do about it, okay? I just gotta have to say, well, whatever, don't worry, we're getting back to Resident Evil, all right? So, today, the main stream, right after we finish with this podcast, is DSP versus the internet. So what'll happen is the stream will end here. You'll see, hey, click here to go on to the next stream, which is going to be over on my sister channel, DSP Reacts, all right? And we're going to do a 3-hour react show where I react to clips as submitted by the members over there. So that's how it works, for those who don't know. It's at youtube.com/@DSP Reacts. And the way to actually get clips submitted is to become a member. There's a thread that I post up every week where members post up their clips. This is a good one. Again, I would say we got at least 6 or 8 videos suggested by Ultra members. If you become an Ultra member of that channel, we're guaranteed to watch your video on the show. And then there was like over 60 plus suggestions and submissions from the standard members. So we got a lot of stuff to watch this week. I guarantee we're gonna have more than enough, okay? So that's how it works. And the show is very interesting because every week we watch stuff from all over the internet, right? Sometimes it's cooking, sometimes it's game review, sometimes it's comedy skits, sometimes it's news, sometimes it's a fail montage, sometimes it's music videos or pop groups or other things. It's so interesting. I really like the show. Now, sometimes clips work better than others. And that's why last week we kind of implemented this new thing where we're going to say, it's good, it's mid, it's bad. And hopefully those ratings will help people to judge what really works for the show and what doesn't. At the same time, I really get the distinct feeling.
Hold on.
It's so interesting. I really like the show. Now, sometimes clips work better than others. And that's why last week we kind of implemented this new thing where we're going to say, it's good, it's mid, it's bad. And hopefully those ratings will help people to judge.
Help. You said help. That's what I was waiting for. Phil said help, listener bingo. We are 6 away from a full house already. We're already 6 away.
What really works for the show and what doesn't. At the same time, I really get the distinct feeling some people suggest clips just because they want to expose me to something that maybe is popular and people know of. They know I'm not going to like it, but they basically want me to see it, so at least I understand it for frame of reference moving forward. For example, I had no idea what Angry Grandpa was. I knew it was some YouTube thing. That was it. And now over the past month, I've been exposed to several different Angry Grandpa videos. So now I know what it is. I can reference it in the future. It's not for me. It's not my cup of tea. Seeing an old man smash kitchen appliances because he's angry and eat a Whopper, it's not really exciting to me, okay? But at least now I know what it is, right? So that's what I mean. Like, the show is kind of dual purpose. Yes, there's entertainment value, but at the same time, it's almost like research and fascination of what's been out on the internet. It's been popular over the years, right? Today's going to be another mix of that. You know, I approved the playlist last night. I put it together. It's going to be a very interesting mix. We're going to have stuff on there today we've never looked at before. I'll tell you that right now. And, you know, it'll be interesting, to say the least. But, as usual, it'll be a good variety of stuff. I hope you'll join me over there for that. It should be a good time, all right? So that's our first stream today, is DSP versus the internet, all right? So that's why we're not doing Resident Evil 4 Remake. So then tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, then, boom, Resident Evil 4 Remake will return. And as you can see, every day, what I've been doing is setting up member goals here on the channel, little bit. Yesterday, we had over 430 members, but then overnight, we lost some. So today's goal here on the stream, we try to hit 430 members between this stream and the Resident Evil 4 Remake stream on the late stream. We're going to see if we can get up there. It'd be great if we could. That would help the channel for consistent growth. Try to get back to the 430 we were at last night. That would be great if we could do that, okay? So that's Resident Evil 4 for today. There will be Resident Evil 4, but only on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, okay? Now, tomorrow is a special event, okay? Tomorrow is something that is the once-a-month big event that we're going to be doing over on DSP Reacts. Fair enough? And what's it going to be? You guys voted, and you guys voted for the second Wings of Redemption documentary. It's called The Continual Fall of Rings of Redemption by June the King. This documentary is the follow-up to the original documentary that we had watched last year. Remember, we had watched the Down the Rabbit Hole. There's actually two Wings documentaries. There's the Down the Rabbit Hole, and June the King actually did an original one, but his documentary pretty much follows along the same events as the Down the Rabbit Hole video that we watched last year. And so this one will pick up, I believe, right around the time when Wings got his surgery that was supposed to cause him to have big-time weight loss, okay? And so it'll follow along. Did it work? What worked? What didn't? What happened after that? That's what this documentary is, and it's a 2-hour-long documentary, all right? Now, we're going to be reacting to this all day long tomorrow over on DSP Reacts. Typically, all right, when I do a big React event like this, all right, it takes all day, because even though this video is going to be just over 2 hours long that we're watching, I'm going to be adding in my commentary. I'm going to be adding in all my objective observations about it, but also some subjective, because, you know, I've been through a lot of crap on the internet, duh. You know, I'm right in line with these people who've been so harassed on the internet, and I can add a unique perspective to a lot of the stuff going on. I'm going to try to understand truly what he's gone through. And, you know, last year, when I did the Down the Rabbit Hole React, it was the first React event I had ever done. A lot of people looked at that and were like, wow, that's completely a different perspective than we've ever heard before. Because everyone else, when they watch these documentaries, all they want to do is make fun of the people, just crap on them, and laugh at their misfortunes and their bad actions or whatever. But no one actually truly can understand from the perspective of someone who's going through a bad time or what this was like, you know, exactly how it goes. So, watching my React last year was very different. A lot of people say, wow, their eyes kind of open. You know, in particular, if you remember, talking about how his former friends kind of treated him.
That is another bingo because Phil said friends. I know it's an alien word, and it's an alien thing in Phil's world, friends. But he said it, and we are now 4 away from a full house.
Over the years, I feel like they treated him like crap, and they absolutely 100% used him for personal gain. I feel that 1,000,000% from after watching that documentary. And it's funny because that documentary was almost a year ago when I watched it, and no one has really been able to factually dispute me. You know, it's like, wait a minute, that is an interesting, different perspective, and you know, but where's the counter to that? That you could, how can you tell me that this guy has not been exploited by the people all around him for personal gain, and it's messed up because he keeps getting hurt while they all prosper? Right?
You want to talk about exploiting people for personal fucking gain? 3 words: respect the pact. How about Howard and Ramble? How about Mum and Dad? You have respected people for your own personal gain your entire miserable, pathetic fucking life. Machinima, YouTube, Twitch. You fucking, it doesn't matter who fucking gets in your fucking way. As long as you fucking get what you fucking need and they can throw them under a fucking bus later. You exploit people to get ahead as much as you fucking can. You've been doing it for fucking years. You can pretend otherwise, Phil. You can fucking pretend otherwise, but that's a simple fact of the fucking matter. Jesus fucking Christ, man. It's just the fucking hypocrisy of all, man. For fuck's sake.
Right? Anyway, so tomorrow we dive back in. Now, it'll be an all-day long event. we're going to have a level 1 podcast. Then we're going to have the long form react. I will be ordering some food during the course of the day. What will it be? I don't even know. My wife and I said tonight we'll talk about it after the stream. We'll figure out what we're going to order. I'll announce it on the podcast tomorrow. And food will be coming, so we will have kind of a chill meal together. I'll do a video. Now, we might want to name it something different. People are so up in arms that I still use the term The King in any of my content, right? So, because they're so upset that someone of my stature would use the term The King, right? Like, oh.
What sort of fucking dumbass fucking egomaniac would call themselves the king? You'd have to be some sort of fucked up person to refer to yourself as a fucking king. Am I right, audience? Oh, wait, what's... Never mind.
So bad that I would use that. Why? What are you so afraid of that I call myself the king of anything, right? Like, oh, you're so terrified that I'm a king, right? They can't take that. Oh, delusions of grandeur. Okay, bro. But anyway, so people might want me to rename the show. It used to be Feasting with the King. But if you guys want me to rename it, you got a few suggestions. For example, Feasting with Phil or The Tasteful Truth. I like a lot of these.
How about pigging out with Phil, you know? It's just Jesus fucking... I don't know, for fuck's sake, man. The Burnell Brunch. I don't know. DSP's Devour Session. I don't know if I can know. Jesus Christ. I don't know if I can know. Chris Tank says, 15 years begging, he's never gone without. Look at everything he's bought in the past few years, so many things, consoles, laptops, etc, etc, yeah. Apparently, I might be misunderstanding things, but apparently Phil has said he's got something to give away. Xbox related. Is this something that got revealed yesterday? That Phil has some sort of bizarre Xbox related giveaway? Which is it's probably something that a fucking den-headed fan like the Dutch Brothers gave him, so it's really thanks to the Dutch Brothers that Phil's doing a giveaway.
Okay, so I'd be happy to rename it something interesting as long as we can think of something and agree. Maybe we'll talk about it on the show live tomorrow and agree together what you guys want me to start calling it moving forward. I'd be okay with that. Okay, so let's do it tomorrow. Let's figure it out. Again, I don't know what I'm ordering. I'll let you know. We'll figure it out tomorrow on stream. I'll tell you. But the React event itself will likely be 4 to 5 hours long. Just warning you, it takes that long to get through these things. And then if there's a little bit of extra time at the end, we'll probably do kind of a epilogue style video where there's a little bit of Q&A with the audience and you guys can talk with me about what we just watched and our thoughts about it and everything about that. Just like we did with the Pro Jared documentary last month. It worked just really well that way. So I think that's exactly how we should approach it this time too. Okay? Now, yesterday right here on this show, I made a public invitation to Wings of Redemption himself. And I said, I would love if he could come by on the stream on Sunday and if he could be here live, because I know he already has done a live react to a few different things that I've done. He reacted to my own react to his Down the Rabbit Hole last year. He was watching it on his own channel and live reacting to it. Okay? So I don't know if he was planning on doing this or not. I had no clue. But I extended, what did they say? The invitation. I laid out the olive branch. I said, hey, Wings, if you want to come by, I would be happy to welcome you to DSP Reacts for the show. I'm going to react to this documentary, and I would like you to be able to chime in. Because here's the thing. I feel that a lot of the times these documentaries are trying really hard to get things factually right. But you saw when I did the Down the Rabbit Hole react to my own content, correct? It wasn't correct. There was a lot of things there that were completely wrong.
Is he no well today? I don't mean what he's fucking rambling about now, but Phil, I'm distracted with Phil's... There's a certain glaze on Phil's face. It's like a fucking... The sweat. His face is all pink and he's all sweaty. He honestly looks like he fucking had a wank before the fucking stream began and he's all fucking red-faced because of it. What the hell's wrong with him? Is it just too hot in his fucking room or some push? Also, he has extended an olive branch out to Wings of Redemption to join Phil on his React special. So he's like, hey, by the way, I'm going to monetize the absolute ever-living shit at this and offer your fucking name, you know what I mean? And I'm going to try and get further and, monetization out of this by fucking having you on the show. I'm going to try and exploit you as much as fucking possible, Wings. Please come on my show. Don't get anything from me. Don't expect anything from me. Please come on my show, though, and tell me I get more fucking money from my dent heads. That is what I'm hearing from Phil right now.
Down the Rabbit Hole react to my own content, correct? It wasn't correct. There was a lot of things there that were completely wrong. Almost the entire segment on the fighting game community was wrong. Almost 100% wrong. And that's only because it's based on the knowledge that's out there on the internet and the slander that people say. You don't have the factual context, right? Not to say that the Down the Rabbit Hole documentary was mostly wrong. I would argue no, actually, it was probably about 70% correct. And then 30% kind of out of context correct. But if you make the context, now you can understand it better, right? But this is what I mean. If you just watch these documentaries, all right, and you watch them at face value, you're getting one idea. But if you get something in context a little better, you'll probably understand it better. I guarantee you, if we were to watch this Wings of Redemption documentary, and some things get brought up that seem very dramatic or very bad for Wings, that if you actually ask Wings directly, well, what really happened there, right? What was the full situation? Can you explain in context what's going on? Half the stuff would probably be explained away, and you'd be like, oh, so it's actually not a big deal. But because people don't know this, or people ignore it. And that's the other thing that really irks me about this shit. Especially in regards to me and all the drama that these people make around me on the internet. I've explained the vast majority of it, or put it into context, and then it's not a big deal.
You think so, Phil? I mean, are you sure about that, pal? Are you really fucking sure about that? Are you certain? Because last time you tried to explain this shit to fucking random people who I was not fucking clued up in things, they didn't believe a goddamn word you said.
But they don't want that. So what they do is they ignore it. They act like I never did that. I never explained that situation. He never put it in context. He just, you know what I mean? And because of that, they just believe the overdramatic horse shit, and they don't know the truth, and they don't want to know the truth. They just want to believe the overdramatic horse shit so they can keep the hate train rolling. I guarantee you, Wings would add a whole new dimension.
I guarantee you, Wings is interested in fucking helping you get more fucking money by going on your shitey wee fucking stream and chiming in with the actual fucking facts from his own fucking perspective. His own fucking take on it. Why Wings could just fucking do his own fucking stream of it. React to his own fucking content and debunk it on his own stream and keep the fucking money for the donations he gets for that fucking shit. But why would they fucking go on your fucking shitey thing to help you make bank? You gonna promise me a cut of fucking money or something? Make it worth his while. Make it worth his time. Otherwise, shut the fuck up about it.
To the situation, if he were able to directly respond to it. You see what I'm saying? So I've extended the invitation. If Wings would like to come by tomorrow on DSP Reacts when we do this long form event, and he'd like to join us in the chat.
Also, how did you extend the invitation, Phil? Did you email him behind the scenes? Because you know what? Please tell me you didn't just fucking say it on your podcast and expect him to fucking see it. Please tell me you weren't that fucking egocentric. Do you expect him to fucking just see it randomly, even though he doesn't fucking check out your goddamn live streams? I mean, imagine this shit. Imagine if he tweeted about it. Imagine if he fucking tried to tweet him about it. The very thing that he fucking claimed was shitey and unprofessional for fucking Keemstar to do. Imagine if he fucking tweeted fucking Wings about it instead. I mean, there's so many different parallels here. Like, what Phil calls unprofessional, he probably does exactly the same thing himself. Waddle Weeder says that he said it during his podcast. Prophet says he invited him through the podcast and Wings can only be in chat, no... What? Wings can only be in the chat and no voice? What in the fuck is that? I mean... That's like me fucking inviting, like, fucking, you know, the president of the fucking America to be in fucking bingo chat just because I extended a fucking invitation. Anyone can fucking be here. It's like, what? No, so hold on. It makes no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense. So he wants him to be in the chat, in the chat room, but not be on. Oh my fucking god! That hurt my. I genuinely thought Phil might actually have Wings on the microphone with him at the same time. That is hurting my fucking head. I can't believe Phil. Why would you be so fucking... Oh my fucking god. My head. I was not prepared for this. I am only learning this now, by the way. I did not... I had a couple of things from Friday's shit, but I did not know about this. And Murder Weeder says, yeah, that's why that's why I said he's trying to stop Wings from making money from doing his own stream. Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. Chris Dyke says he's prepping the trolls to follow Wings early so he gets the super chats. Truly a nasty man he is. Exactly, and Greg says Wings would have to be subscribed for a day already. Jesus Christ, man. Phil. You're such a greedy fucking pig.
And he would like to extrapolate. What I'll do is maybe we'll watch a situation, and if it's a little confusing, or it feels like it's not fair, it's not correct, and he wants to add to it, I would love for him to be there for that. Okay? So I talked about that publicly yesterday, and I also privately reached out to him to let him know.
Well, that's something at least. At least he privately fucking reached out to him. At least that's something.
Know that I'm interested. So far, I've not heard back. Okay? If I don't hear back, that is absolutely no negative against Wings whatsoever. He has no obligation to be here. It's not even necessarily in his best interest, I would say. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think it would help him or hurt him to be here. It's his prerogative.
Basically, you're just fucking admitting that it's to serve your own fucking best interests. You want to use someone to serve your own benefit here. Like, you're using them. You want to use them, essentially. You're only admitting right then and there that it's not in Wings' fucking benefit whatsoever fucking ever if he's fucking there. But you just want him there to fucking exploit him for your own personal fucking gain.
If he wants to be here, the offer is valid. I want the door to be open because I feel this is the fair way to do stuff like this. It's not fair that there's so many people who pile on people and don't give them a chance. I'm tired of it, being one of them myself. So I want to give Wings the chance.
You fucking victim complex having motherfucker, calm the fuck down. Not everything's about you, Phil. Not every single fucking thing on the internet's about you, for fuck's sake.
Okay? So let's see what happens. All right? And if he comes on, he comes on. And if not, he doesn't. And that's fine. Either way is fine. It's his choice. Maybe he'll be here tomorrow. Maybe he won't. That's his call. All right? But either way, I'm doing the react. And, I'm going to approach it the exact same way that I approached the long-form react to the Down the Rabbit Hole video last year, which, by the way, was my most popular react I've ever done. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hope you guys will be over on DSP Reacts tomorrow after the podcast, and we can do this together. It'll be a good time. All right? But because I'm doing this over, the course of the entire day, and it's a long-ass event, that means no Resident Evil tomorrow, you see? So just kind of like, the timing is, it is what it is. But we'll be back to the full react stuff, or the full gameplay stuff, starting on Monday. All right? On Monday, Resident Evil 4 Remake will be the main gameplay stream again, all right? So 3 more hours of Resident Evil 4 Remake. Then Monday night will be, Like a Dragon Ishin, okay? Tuesday will be Metroid Prime Remastered. I know, at that point, it will have been almost an entire week since I played it. And I know some people were really liking that playthrough. And essentially to have to, basically be waiting a whole week. I hear ya. Some people are upset. Oh my God, he's gonna wait a whole week to play it. Yeah, but look at everything else that's going on. I kind of have to put it on the back burner, especially because I'll be honest. Yeah, it didn't get a lot of traction on the channel. It just didn't. Metroid Prime is not that crazy of a game. It's an older game. I've already played it once. I'm loving the remake, by the way. Or the remaster, I should say. But it's not for everybody, okay? So anyway, that's Tuesday, and Tuesday night will be Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, and then Wednesday will be more Resident Evil 4 Remake, and probably more Like a Dragon Ishin, and that's the streaming week, alright? Now, next week, we got Ask the King on Friday, March 31st, okay? We've also got, coming up, my birthday event. Now, my birthday event may or may not be on April 6th, my birthday, or maybe the day after, April 7th. It depends on the schedule. We don't know my wife's work schedule yet for that week. But there's going to be a special marathon going on for my birthday. We've already talked about some things you guys would like to see. Number one, we're going to go through the game schedule and pick out all the new games for this year that you guys are interested in seeing me play. We're going to do that together live. Number two, we're going to do a tier maker event where we're going to go through several different tier maker rankings. Maybe the best horror games, the best horror movies, maybe fast food, different things. We're going to go through these and do awesome tier maker interactive rankings live. In addition, you guys have expressed the desire to see a WWE Fantasy Battle Royal. I'm down for that. We haven't done one since the Super Bowl event, which was almost 2 months ago now, so I'd be okay with doing another one in early April for that as well. That's just a few of the ideas that people have come up with. What else would you like to see for my birthday event? Let me know. All right, I'd be more than happy to do some special stuff for the birthday event, but please send me your ideas, share them with me. We have roughly 2 weeks to figure this out at this point, okay? Maybe a little under. Pretty cool, right? Okay, that's the schedule, all right? So, outside of all that, I've covered, I think, everything. So I think what we will do is we're going to do some shout-outs today, all right, for what you guys have contributed. We'll get your name up on the leaderboard and stuff like that, answer some questions, and then we'll do open Q&A for the rest of the show, okay? We start off with Sarah Sagata, who did a super chat and says, how about naming it Filled Up? Ha ha ha. I think that one could have some different associations and meanings. So I think we're going to pass on that one. But fun. So thank you for the super chat. Continuing on here. Yes, what appropriate emote you guys are using right now. What's going on, Kevin? It's good to see you. How you doing? The King of Taste. Daniel says, how about you're the King of Taste? Oh, yes. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, our first tip of the day actually came in overnight, and it is from Game Tracker. Game Tracker hits us up with a $30 overnight tip.
Pathetic fucking idiot. What a fucking moron. Anyway, that's not our bingo. We are 3 away from a full house, ladies and gentlemen. $30 fucking blown on fucking DSP, which is going to be fucking gone already. Probably gone now as I fucking speak. Keep in mind, we are behind Phil by about 16 minutes or so.
Thank you so much, Game Tracker. Let's get you up on the leaderboard, and let's play a nice animation for you, and let's see what you...
Speaking of playing things, did I play the bingo horns for that bingo, or did I forget to? I feel like I forgot to play the horns, even though I got a fucking... Isn't it fucking great when you can't fucking remember you did something or not fucking 10 seconds ago? Jesus Christ. But yeah, the bingo horns are played anyway, fuck it. Wardle Reader says, of course DSP adds it to today's total when the tip was overnight. It's fucking weird. Although, I mean, put it this way though, it means that people... He's not... I don't know, it's a weird one. I don't know... if it happens overnight, do you just not count it at all? You know, it's just a strange one. Like, how, would you rather have to ignore it altogether from being added to any total? Like, you can't go backwards and add it for the day before. You know, because the goals are fucking the day's gone. You know, shit. It's a strange one. Yeah, but I don't know if Phil could actually fucking add it otherwise. He has to fucking do it for today. Because he can't go back in fucking time and just fucking add it to the previous day's fucking goals, you know? It's a strange one, I know, but yeah.
What you have to say this week. Thank you so much.
Burrock's saying it shouldn't be added to today's goal if it came between his last stream. But some people like Game Cooker fucking contribute overnight specifically so it gets added for today because it can't be here at a time. You know, like I'm pretty sure Game Cooker is specifically doing this tip to have it on the podcast because the time zones are shit or something for this fucking weirdo.
Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Thank you, Game Tracker. So Game Tracker says, okay, technically I'm 5 for 5 when it comes to watching the entirety of my submissions for DSP versus the internet. But last week's ended up getting a thumbs down. That kind of makes the streak feel less meaningful. This isn't a complaint though because I've decided...
You're not 5 for 5 then, you fucking moron. You got a thumbs down, so you got one wrong. You don't have... Basically what Game Cooker's trying to fucking claim is he's 100% on the fucking money with submissions. Apart from that one bad submission. So he's not 100 fucking percent then.
I'm going to take this as a sign that I should let myself experiment more with what I submit. It's a react show after all. I should probably focus on submissions where I genuinely want to see what you think of that video. Whether or not the streak continues is less important. No, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Like, I think some
the streak's dead, you little cunt.
people do have the wrong impression of the DSP versus the internet, okay? Some people are of the impression every single clip should be fully entertaining and funny, and we all just, oh my god. I don't really think that's the point. Again, I think that clips could be educational, and we learn a little something. Clips could be, oh, now I know what something is, and it doesn't necessarily have to be something I like. Like, for example, we've watched a clip from Fred, we've watched Angry Grandpa, we've watched a montage of Angry Joe moments. We've watched a bunch of things like that, and this is all stuff that I've never watched before. And so now that I've watched it, I have the frame of reference to understand what it is, and know where people have been talking about all these years. Doesn't mean I have to like it, I just understand it now, you see? And that's the thing, like Angry Joe, I have nothing but respect for the guy. He has been putting out this style of content for like this longer than me. He was putting out content before I was a YouTuber. He was putting out content on the internet. All right. That's longevity. That's dedication. And that shows that he has a master of his craft where people still to this day come out in millions and watch his game reviews. I don't have to like his game reviews. You understand? That's not the point. You can respect someone's work ethic and you can respect the art they put out and not like the art. Right? There's plenty of artists out there who put out stuff that I think looks like shit to me. Doesn't mean that it's not respectful. Doesn't mean that you don't understand it, that it's something that people like. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. Like, you don't have to like everything. You can still respect the person. And I do respect Joe. So that's what I mean. Like, that's actually, I feel one of the best things about this clip show every week is that we're learning a little more every single week about this stuff. Okay? So if you're submitting stuff, clip, don't always, oh, this has to make Phil laugh out loud. No, maybe it could be something completely different. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's just, it's an understanding thing. It's an education thing. You know what I mean? So if people approach the show more like that, I think they'd enjoy it more. I think sadly, a lot of people just go to the internet, they just want instant gratification. Oh, I'm just watching some...
Are you trying to fucking tell your audience how to fucking enjoy your content? Are you trying to dictate to your own audience how they should enjoy your content that they fucking curate for you because they're the ones submitting the fucking clips for you to react to? What in the absolute fuck is wrong with you, you fucking idiot? Jesus fucking Christ.
I want to react to something because I just want to see you laugh for 5 seconds and then move on. Well, that's really not the purpose of the show. That happens sometimes. Don't get me wrong. We'll watch some funny montages and stuff that'll make us all laugh out loud, but that's not the whole point of the whole show. Excuse me. So, I hope you guys will join me after the show ends. You're going to see right here on the stream, it's going to say head over to DSP React. If you're watching this on demand, I hope you'll give it a shot over on DSP React. I would love to have more crossover. I do feel that the vast majority of people who watch my React content do watch the gameplay as well, but maybe not all. Maybe just give it a shot. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's cool, you know, but please just give it a try. See what you think, okay? Okay, continuing on here. So thank you very, very much, Game Checker, for the first major tip of the day. Cracker Jack says, do only members get their videos played? Yeah, here's the thing. So, number one, if you're an Ultra member, the highest level member, you're guaranteed to see your video watched. If you're a standard member, then you post up in a thread where everyone is posting up first come, first serve, and that's how we watch the videos. And we have not even gotten through all those videos, like, ever, except week 1. So there's always leftover videos we didn't get to. Some people repost them for the next week so we didn't get to them. Yeah, but that's how it works. We don't really do anything else outside of that. We don't have time. You know, that's the whole point, is that the members direct the content. Now you might say, well, I don't get that. Because someone was like, oh, why don't you just watch the top 10 most recommended videos on YouTube? Well, because you don't make money on React content. You understand that, right? Like when you're reacting to someone else's content, they claim your video because you're watching their content. So because of that, you get nothing on it. So if I just did endless shows on DSP Reacts of other people's content, I would make nothing on it, and therefore, why am I making the content? It's supposed to be part of my business, right? It's a whole idea. It's part of an overall business plan, correct? So they would be pretty dumb, you know? That's why the crowdfunding is the important part. People come into the streams and crowdfunding it with like super chats, memberships, and becoming a member so they can nominate the clips for the next week. That's how it works. By people becoming members, they fund the content. You see? That's really where it comes into play.
But that's not true though. As Prophet is screaming in chat, he still will get super chats and super stickers. So that's nonsense, Phil.
That's the business model.
And also, of course, tips as well. If Phil's fucking doing a stream and reacting to it, just because he's not fucking making much on demand, he'll still fucking make plenty on the fucking stream. That's the fucking plan as well, I thought. As well as having content for that channel, so people are interested in it and engaging it. It's not about the money, Phil. At least for most people, it's not about fucking money. For you, it is, clearly. Despite your fucking claims otherwise.
So, there you go. That's why it's always people suggesting the clips for the next week. If I didn't do that and it was, I'll just pick random clips, who the hell's going to become a member? There's no incentive. And if there's no incentive, then the content makes no money. It fails as a business plan, right?
You fail as a fucking person in general, but business as well especially. For fuck, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Phil's business plan. Let's just sum up Phil's business plan, okay? In as simplistic as term as possible, okay? 1. Phil rebrands a channel and turns it into a React channel. A channel which already had like 20,000, 30,000 people on it. Okay? So it already had the fucking ground foundations there for a barely successful channel. You know, he's already got tens of thousands of people subscribed to the channel already when he fucking rebrands that shit to be a React channel. So that's step 1. Step 2. Charge people to become members so they can submit content for Phil to react to. Step 3. Profit. I mean, profit making money, not profit the sexual deviant in our chat. PROFIT. Profit, money. So that's basically the plan. That's essentially the business plan for Phil. Genius, you know what I mean? Basically, it's an alternative method of a fucking begging model. Jesus Christ, man. It's such a lazy bastard plan. When people fucking offer memberships for things, there's usually some sort of fucking genuine meaning and incentive to, like, remember, I debated a long time ago when I first had, you know, I wasn't far along over 1,000 members, and I was like, you know, I can actually, you know, I can enable super chats, and I was also at the same time I was thinking I could enable memberships as well. People could become members, and I thought, wait, what do I have to offer though for memberships? And I literally had nothing really special to offer anyone to become a member, so I didn't bother with memberships. You know, other people do. Other people can offer memberships. Other detractors do offer memberships. You know, like, you know, that being said, and Raven and all that shit. But they have things that they give their audience, which they reward me. That's what I'm saying. They have things in place to make it worthwhile to become a member. I had nothing, so I didn't bother. Phil, though, doesn't let fucking him not having anything stop him from fucking shilling memberships. Give Phil money, which means that you're gonna give him like $4 at least, right, to become a fucking member. You're also gonna fucking submit the content for him to react to. So he's gonna make money off your ideas, but you're gonna give him money so you can help him make more money from the content you submit to him. It's just, I mean, it's fucking bizarre to me. It really is. Well, there's nothing meaningful whatsoever about your fucking content. It's garbage. And so's your goddamn audience.
Okay, let's continue. I got a $3 tip from Super Snow Carl Turbo HD Remix. It's a $3 tip. Thank you for that. So, they said, you should stick with the title Feasting with Phil. It's intentionally misspell it with a PH instead, like Feasting with Phil, like PHPH. What do you think? That could work, because then it's phonetic and the spelling is the same, right? Yeah, that could work. Feasting with Phil. What do you guys think? Do you like Feasting with Phil, both spelled with a PH, or do you like The Tasteful Truth? I personally love both.
How about Devouring of Dent Heads?
This is hard to determine. I actually really love both as suggestions. You guys came up with two really good ones. So, let's continue. I got a $3.50 tip. Gamer Guy says, my first run has taken under 14 hours. I chose not to do much backtracking for a lot of treasure. My prediction is around 16 to 17 hours for your first playthrough. My theory as to why Resident Evil 2 is harder is because the enemies are not zombies.
I like how even Phil's dumbass fans always predict Phil will take longer to do his goddamn streams and finish a fucking game. Even Phil's fans are aware of the amount of fucking time Phil wastes in these fucking games.
I won't say anything further for those who have not played. There you go. Thank you very much, Gamer Guy, for the tip. Yeah, I'm predicting my playthrough is going to be around 15 or more hours. I really feel that. I think it's going to be a longer playthrough than most people because I'm playing on hardcore. I'm going to probably fail a lot later on, right? Okay. Let's go to the next tip is... Hold on. Okay, so I received a $2.50 tip. Someone has some questions about the old days of fighting games. Kind of interesting. Let's see what this is. Hold on. Thank you for the anonymous tip. Okay, and the person says the following. I've always been curious about your old days of fighting games. Did you ever dedicate an hour or so video on how you evolved from game to game and what characters you picked, moves you like, what you had to adjust to, differences in gameplay, and just reminisce about the games, preferably with you playing the classic games in the background? Well, first of all, did I ever do anything like that? No. Back in the day when I started on YouTube, all right, for like one year, I was doing tons of...
Oh god, I can't endure it. I can't be bored with it. I'm back in a fucking day story where fuck all means anything, for fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake. We need something to fucking break up the tedium and fucking monotony of this fucking goddamn garbage. I don't know. I made something earlier on. You guys want to fucking see what I made earlier on? It'll only take like fucking 90 seconds to show you guys, but I made something earlier on. It is meaningful and thus robust. But yeah, I made some dumbass wee track earlier on and I put it on Twitter. But yeah, I'll show you guys if you want it. Fuck it. There we go, hold on. But yeah, Super Trevor likes it as well. He likes the fucking haunting bagpipes, it says. I just fucking like his wee comments. Thank you very much, Super Trevor. But yeah, I made a earlier on. So, I was like, not a lot of fucking time went into it, but fuck it, you know, I was bored. So, this is what I made earlier on. Let me just mute our music. So, yeah, enjoy.
Zero production beat. This is a 50 wins production.
I'm gonna drop Phil faster than his YouTube views, or when Blip told him to fuck off cause he shat up on the Jews. King of Fate is being roasted by this king of the north. If this was a freeway dance, he would still finish fourth. Always blaming those around him for their failings in his life, from detractors to his peers to his fascist wife. Trap performing for his dented fans for dollars every day, always struggling to entertain from games that he will play. I'm an angry Scot and I will plot to put you on the spot, cause you got caught because you bought dumb shit from tips you got. A 5-hour session side scrollers had made them realise you were full of shit excuses which are intertwined with lies. The internet won't trust you, so hide away in shame. Hate everyone around you, but look within for blame. The world will not believe you. Redemption at a bound, so keep striking detractor channels with your loyal bitch super hound. Detractors being in the ears of Philip's YouTube peers. Sees detractors as a trusted source confirming his worst fears, while detractors can't stand proudly and are held in high acclaim. Phil's fans rely on soccer kids support and brings him shame. You are a fucking loco, who other locos mock. Even within that circle you are a laughing stock. Your wife is downstairs crying, while Crazy Wife laughs aloud, as Cat Now Cecil's content is not so well endowed. See, I was bored and made that earlier on. So fucking yeah. We need something to break up with monotony. Phil was boring the crap out of us all, you know what I mean? So we need something. Stop, don't automatically plug and play again, that shouldn't be happening. So yeah, we need something to just fucking break up the monotony. Phil was boring ever loving Jesus, you know what I mean? So I thought, I just fucking flicked that fucking shit on you. But yeah, I got bored and made that very quickly, you know what I mean? But yeah, Heather says needs more bagpipes. I don't know, it's just, I was wanting something a bit more Scottish sounding, that fucking kind of hit that vibe. It was a good wee track. I didn't really. But yeah, I wasn't sure about to fucking make it into an actual fucking wee video or not. But I just kind of stopped at that point and I just done it. Yeah, but yeah, it's on Twitter for people to enjoy if they want to fucking check out on Twitter. It's not on YouTube though. I didn't put it on YouTube because I didn't feel like it was, you know, and I don't know. I don't really do much stuff like that anymore. I just don't mess with that kind of thing much these days. So yeah.
variety, and one of the games I played was Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix, which was, at the time, a newer release,
Oh crap, it's so boring.
and a game I was very good at. Then Street Fighter 4 released, and when Street Fighter 4 released, it was like the floodgates open for fighting game content. Everyone was craving it, and I was one of the few people who was already a known content creator on YouTube, a known gamer, who started playing the game at a very high capacity, pumping out a ton of Street Fighter 4 videos every day. I was selling copies of the game, but not because I was good, but because I was just entertaining with the way that I did it. Unlike these other pro players who are trying to micro-analyze every top-tier strategy and show you exactly how to win, I was dicking around with the game. Here's a fucking Dan Madness series where I fuck around online with Dan and I end up winning half the time, which is hilarious because he's the worst character in the game, right? So that was the difference between my content and others. Now, did I ever reminisce about the old days of fighting games and talk about stuff like that? Yes. But usually, that was discussion for my Q&A show. Like, that would be something someone would have asked me on Ask the King, and I would have answered in a long-form answer many years ago. Back when I was known for fighting games on the internet. Okay, I was actually actively known for fighting games at one point. Okay? Now, here's what happened. Over the years, I fell out of love with Street Fighter. And what I mean by that is not original Street Fighter, the ones that I love, like Super Turbo, but Street Fighter 5 pretty much ruined it for me. I hated that game. You know, I started playing it within a month. I didn't like it. I felt it threw away way too many of the core concepts of previous competitive Street Fighter games. It did. It's just funny that so many people still to this day kiss this game's butt. When it's like, if the game had to be actively redesigned from the ground up during its life cycle, where today if you play Street Fighter 5, it plays nothing like it did at launch, don't you think there's a problem? Don't you think they're actively admitting they fucked up the game so bad? And it's funny because, you know, Street Fighter 5 lasted. 2015 was the beta. No, 2016 was the beta. And it lasted all the way up, I would argue, until like right now. You know, it's about to be retired because Street Fighter 6 is going to come out in June. And so when you look at that time period, you're like, dude, that's a long time. That's over 6+ years of Street Fighter. And if you didn't like Street Fighter 5, this was literally the only fighting game Capcom put out. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite failed miserably, right? And there was nothing else. So it was this or nothing, all right? So for me, it was nothing. I was busy playing classic games. I was playing games like the Capcom Classics Collection, Capcom Fighting Collection, trying to play Super Turbo, my favorite game, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, in some capacity. So weekly, would I play those games? Yes. But basically people didn't know me for fighting game coverage anymore. Over the years, I kind of fell out of love with competitive fighters, at least in the modern capacity. I still love the classics. And I still cover the new games, don't get me wrong. A new Mortal Kombat comes out, oh, I'll play through the story, I'll try all the characters online, we'll have a month of coverage, and then I kind of get bored of it. Same thing with Injustice, same thing with Tekken, I'll cover it. But I'm not going to go heavily into it like I used to back in the day. So because of that, essentially people stopped knowing me as a fighting game guy. I very much became not even part of the FGC anymore, the fighting game community. People don't think that I'm not part of the FGC. I've already said I'm not part of the FGC anymore. I've completely fallen out of that. I still like fighting games, I'll cover them, but please don't group me in with them because I'm not actively involved in any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing. Today, when I make fighting game content, every once in a while I'll do a one-off late night old school stream. I was doing old school Street Fighter once a week, but was I really reminiscing and talking? No, because people don't come to me for that. Will they come to me to have some fun retro gameplay? Yes. Will they come to me and maybe talk about other topics during when I play the games? Yes. Does anyone really come and ask me about old Street Fighter days? No. No, I've kind of been written off. It's funny like that because, man, I was around during the formative years of Street Fighter. I was there in arcades during the 1990s when they were becoming prominent. I was there during the 2000s when the actual tournament scene for competitive Street Fighter was starting to grow and become a grassroots movement because Capcom had abandoned them. And basically these tournament organizers were trying really hard to be able to make it and still survive. You know what I'm saying? I have stories and history I could share with you guys, but no one cares. Nobody cares about that shit. Everyone just wants to talk about the modern era. Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, and moving on. Street Fighter 3, you know, people, oh, man, what a throwback. Marvel vs. Capcom 3. A throwback? That's the modern era. You want to talk about throwbacks? Well, obviously 1 and 2 is the throwback. You know, we don't want to talk about that. Everyone wants to talk about just the modern shit. There's so many people, there's probably, no exaggeration, tens of thousands of competitive gamers who only think that Street Fighter started with like Street Fighter 4. They don't even know that there was something before or don't even care. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Yeah, there's no situation where people really care to hear my thoughts on it. And quite frankly, I don't think my audience is that audience anymore. At one point, 10+ years ago, when I was known for covering fighting games on the internet, people cared about my opinions. I don't really think they care anymore because I've been out of the loop for an entire generation of Street Fighter. I haven't cared. And so people stop caring about my opinions, you know? It'll definitely be interesting when Street Fighter 6 comes out. We'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to like the game or not. At the beta, I've enjoyed, but I haven't really had enough time with it to really learn it at a high level or anything. And like I said, I really don't feel that there has been, any character in the Street Fighter 6 beta that really appealed to me, that this is a character I want to play long-term. Maybe Ryu. But outside of that, That's about it. There hasn't been anyone who's like, bam, that's definitely the character I'm synonymous that I really want to play with, right? We'll see. Maybe it'll be Honda. Maybe it'll be Blanca. Maybe it'll be Zangief. Those are the ones, or maybe a new character, because usually there's an interesting new character that I'll end up liking as well. There seems to be a couple. Like I'm really interested in that Lily, the girl who is supposed to be like the from the same tribe as T-Hawk, or maybe Manon, or maybe that Marisa. Maybe those will be the ones, right? I don't know. Right, maybe DJ. Maybe DJ will actually be really good in this, and DJ used to be my main in Super Turbo at one point. So maybe it'll be him. But until I get my hands on the game, I can't really say if this is something I'm going to like long-term or not. Will I get back into fighting game competitive nature and, terminology, and will people come and ask me questions about the old days? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens in June, right? A couple months away. Okay. All right. Continuing on. I got a $1.25 tit from Pickle Nipple. Thank you, Pickle Nipple, for the tip. But we're done talking about drama or anything like that, okay? Just so you know, we're completely done, and I'm not going to bring it up anymore. I made that commitment to my audience, so there you go. And no, not doing that stuff, okay? Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, an idiot. So, give me a second here. Boy, this is dumb. So, recently, just to give you a little idea of what I'm doing here, because I know it's really dumb that I'm doing this in the middle of the stream, but if I don't do it now, I'm just going to forget. Recently, we were trying to get cat litter for Jasper, and there's a certain cat litter we really like using, because this cat litter...
What does this have to do with your content?
Hold on, let me write this out. I'll tell you the full story in a second.
This is a story all about how Jasper needs kitty litter, and I mean right now. Who fucking cares, for fuck's sake? Just get on with it. Jesus fucking Christ, Phil.
Let's make sure I just typed that out correctly. I did. Okay.
The one promising thing about this goddamn fucking pointless story is that we might get a fucking mention of day off. If he needs to fucking buy this, it's going to be in his day off. So we might get a mention of day off if we're fucking fortunate.
There we go. So, Jasper has been using a particular cat litter. Here's why. We find that a lot of the cat litters out there, they track all over the damn house. Okay? And we don't know why, because a lot of them even say that they're low tracking litters, but they still track all over the house. And you don't want litter all over your damn house. It's a mess, you know. You're walking around, you're slipping on in. You got to vacuum constantly. Finally, after, years.
You should be vacuuming constantly anyway, like once a fucking day.
We finally found a particular litter that didn't track that bad, okay? And it took a while, and we've now been using this litter, I would say, for about maybe 6 months. And we really like this litter because it doesn't have that issue. It's not a big mess. It's a little bit, but it's the least of anyone we've ever tried. So we've been getting it for like 6 months. And all of a sudden, we start going to the pet stores. They don't have it anymore. And we're like, why don't they have it anymore? And we thought maybe it was discontinued. Oh, no. We go online. It's still there. The problem is when you order online, you have to pay shipping. Okay? So we're like, well, that sucks because I don't want to end up paying a ton of extra money for the shipping for this thing. So I went to a website, and the website says, oh, well, there's free shipping, but only if you order $50 or more in one go. And I'm like, well, I don't want to, but I guess this would make sense to do it.
What in the fuck? We don't spend that much on Jasper. We don't have a fucking whole cellar full of dogs. Proceeds to try and spend $50 at least at once on one fucking order of kitty litter. What in the fuck? What in the absolute fuck is wrong with this shit? Also, for full disclosure, Phil fucking tried to claim that there's some fucking transactions on the bank leaks that fucking refer to him spending hundreds of fucking dollars at a fucking pet shop. Not one singular transaction, as far as I believe, actually has that. In fact, we can check right fucking now. We've got the fucking bank leaks right fucking here, for fuck's sake. As far as I'm aware, Phil's entire fucking history of fucking pet shopping, I guess it was fucking filtered by the category of pet stuff. Hold on. Cell phone, coffee, drinks, groceries, health insurance, pet supplies, probably something under P. Goddamn fucking M's. Okay. Mega transactions at the fucking ass. But here we go. PetSmart. There's nothing here. There's absolutely nothing here which exceeds 3 fucking digits. In fact, we can check out the fucking average. The maximum Phil spent one time at a pet shop was $74 fucking dollars. The average is about $37, $38 fucking dollars. Phil claimed on side scrollers that we're alleging via these bank leaks that Phil spent like a couple $100 fucking dollars going to a pet shop. Not one example on the bank leaks has Phil spending hundreds of fucking dollars in a fucking pet shop. But here I have Phil's own words, Phil's own narrative, him describing how he's going to spend over $50 fucking dollars on kitty fucking litter. Just let that sink in. In case you can get in just one more time.
Shipping, okay? So we're like, well, that sucks because I don't want to end up paying a ton of extra money for the shipping for this thing. So I went to a website, and the website says, oh, well, there's free shipping, but only if you order $50 or more in one go. And I'm like...
You know, if Pixar ever animates this, can he please include the as if some sort of fucking business is going to fucking start off its promotional offer with the word
Sucks because I don't want to end up paying a ton of extra money for the shipping for this thing. So I went to a website, and the website says, oh.
I'm glad the fucking website starts with You know what I mean? That is very professional. It doesn't sound like Phil's making up whatsoever, you know. It doesn't sound like fucking Phil is just fucking, lying through his fucking teeth or whatever, just to fucking describe his fucking story or whatever. Because every single fucking promotional offer from some sort of fucking business or corporation always begin with, by the way, customer, spend this amount for free shipping.
Well, there's free shipping, but only if you order $50 or more in one go. And I'm like, well, I don't want to, but I guess this would make sense to do it. Let's order a ton of the shit. We like it, right? It's good. We're going to be using it for months. If we buy a big containers of it, we won't have to go and buy it often. So let's just buy it in bulk. So let's buy like a big three-pack thing of it from this company. And it's a reputable company. A lot of people say the company is great for pet stuff. Great, let's get it, okay? So we order it, and it says it's going to come in 1 to 3 days. Great, that's excellent. I ordered this on our day off. Yeah, it was our day off, which was what, Thursday?
Worth it. Absolutely worth it. Absolutely fucking worth it. For him just to say a day off, worth it. Guys, we are one singular burp away from a free space. So we might only need one of these fucking things to happen. I assume Bill's going to burp one more time at least. We have been in a situation in the last 2 bingos where we've been one away, we've been so goddamn close. A reminder, guys, a reminder for everyone. Liking the stream can help you get a free space, and it can be a difference between getting a full house and not a full house. That's all I'm going to say.
Great, right? Thumbs up. So the order goes out, they charge me, and we wait. All of a sudden, this morning, Kat says, the delivery's here already. I was like, already? I didn't even get, like, a full order confirmation from these guys. So what? So I bring the box in, and immediately I'm looking at it, I'm like, there's no way there's 3 of these things in this box. I open it up, there's only 2. Okay? 2, not 3 things a litter. So I go onto, the business's website, and I look at it, and it says, your order is still being processed for shipment. They never even updated the site to say that it had shipped, but here it is. I have it, and it's incomplete. Right? So I'm like, here we go. Right? Here we go. I tried something new, and it's going to backfire on me. Right? So here we go. Hold on.
I assume then it's because it's who you are on the internet, Is this like, is Phil Burnell not allowed to order kitty litter on the internet because it's who he is, Anyone else can order kitty litter on the internet and not have any problems whatsoever, but not Phil Burnell. Phil Burnell cannot just simply order kitty litter like any other normal person on the internet because of who he is, because of the reputation he's got. He's not allowed to get fucking kitty litter sent out in a proper fucking manner. He wants 3 of them, he only gets fucking 2 of them. The website doesn't need an update because he's Phil Burnell. Poor Phil Burnell can't be like every single other fucking person on the face of the fucking planet. He's the only one who would have to suffer through these fucking problems. But fucking who?
Excuse me. Please bear with me for 1 second. I try something new, and it doesn't work, and now I gotta deal with this bullshit. There's repercussions of the bullshit, because someone doesn't work right, doesn't do their job right. Okay? I'm tired of this shit. It's like,
Shut up,
damn,
bitch!
I go out of my way to try something new, and everyone says it's good. And then this happens. So what ended up happening was, I wrote them an email this morning, and even to submit an email, you have to give them the order number and everything. So I give them all the information. I say, hey, I ordered 3. You only sent 2. Please either refund me for the one you didn't send, or please send me the 3rd item, because you've charged me for it, okay? I just got an email live on stream from the company. Oh, could you respond with your order number? And then we'll look into it. I gave you the order number already. It's just, oh no. It's going to be one of these situations. It's going to be one of these situations.
It would have been far quicker if he just fucking immediately responded with the order number. I'm just saying, even if you fucking get it before, you could have just very quickly gave him the order number in response, and that would have been that. So at least you would have answered the fucking question very fucking fast. But no, instead, I assume you delayed in fucking responding to it, and you turned it into a whole fucking segment in your fucking show, delaying the fucking thing. What the fuck? Jesus fucking Christ.
Situations, man. Is in the original communication had the order number. Why are you asking me for the order number that you already have if you would read the original notification that I sent you? Anyway, that's what I just had to read. I responded and I gave them the order number a second time. Shout out to Pila, who just gifted me a membership. And it went to Steak Sandwich. Congratulations to Steak Sandwich. Thank you to Pila for supporting the channel and the community. I really appreciate that. Steak Sandwich, be sure to thank Pila for that gifted membership. So that gets us up to 425. Again, my goal by the end of today here on DSP Gaming is 430. After this podcast ends.
What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? No, Phil's stream is technically finished, you know, because he's finished with the bingo. You know, not the podcast, you know. He is now going to DSP Reacts. But what? Now what the fuck am I meant to fucking do? Hold on. Better with me. Yeah, he's privated the fucking stream, but it just automatically just stopped fucking working for me. I think he very recently has now gone on to DSP Reacts. Give me a second here. Bear with me here. I have a potential workaround. Hold on. Can we rewind? How far were we behind?
That would be 15 more days. 15 more days until Easter.
Ah, for fuck's sake. Oh, this is so annoying. Like, okay, I have something. It's better than nothing, okay? But I have something. Raw Odyssey, you know, I don't know. Wait, what? Don't fucking go there. Start here.
Dave, you fucking idiot. My name is not Dave. I mean, I understand there's a joke, a meme, but if I name it something that's not me, who's going to even understand what that means? Besides people in on the joke. That's a really dumb suggestion. Jeez.
I guess that's all I have to do for now. Fuck it.
Why not just name the show Stupid Derp 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 Derp? Oh, everyone will understand it, right? Jeez.
Right, we're just going to stick to this for now.
No, Bloomkit, I agree with you. Bloomkit says you should have stayed at Disneyland. I spent the whole day there, didn't get to do everything. Did you at least go on Space Mountain? We did nothing. We literally walked around looking at stuff. And I was like, wow, I'd like to go on some of these rides. I'd like to walk around and look at this stuff. And my friends were like, yeah, this doesn't look too cool, man. This, and, here's the thing. I get it. Like, they were young guys. We were all young guys. We were in California to play fucking fighting games at Evo. So they're like, oh my God, this isn't manly enough for us to go in here and go. I was totally down with it because I'm in my mind thinking, when am I going to get a chance to go to Disneyland again? Right? I don't know if I'll ever go back to Disneyland. I'd love to, but I don't know if I'm ever going to get to go back to Disneyland. Right? So I'm like, yeah, let's just do shit while we're here. Who cares who we're here with? What the fuck does it matter? Just go around and do some random shit. Like, I remember that one of the first things we saw was Haunted Mansion. And I was like, dude, I've heard references about this ride. There's a movie about it. Let's just do it. Just see what it is. No, we can't do that. And then we left within an hour. We walked around and we left. I was like, what a waste of fucking time this was. Skyward Sword is a good game, Guts. Yes, it is. And the remake is better than the original because you don't have to use shitty motion controls. The original Skyward Sword was very much hampered by the inferior Wii motion controls. The new version doesn't have that, so it's a much better game. I do recommend it. Yes, I'm going to play Tears of the Kingdom. Of course I am. Fandango has hit me $1. He says, long time no see. Do you dye your hair? Your beard is great, but your hair is perfectly black. Actually, it's not. You just can't see. But I do have gray hairs and silver hairs here and here. And likely as I get older, it's going to go further. It's going to get worse and get further back. It's going to be like the Reed Richards look, I think. That's what I'm thinking. So my beard went gray early. My beard went gray like 5 years ago. okay? But yeah, I'm starting to get it now here and here. You just can't see it because the camera's not going to pick up a few strands, but definitely in person you can see it, and it's definitely going to get better. It's just like, originally my beard always looked very dark on camera. And then what happens over the years, people are like, oh, your beard's getting patchy. And I was like, actually, it's not at all. It's full, it's thick. It's just, it's gray. So because it's gray, you can't, you know, it doesn't really pick up on camera, so you can't really see it. So no, I've never dyed a single thing on my head, on my body, nowhere. It's just, it's all natural color. I don't do that kind of stuff. Not that I'm against it. If someone wants to dye their hair, go for it, I guess. I don't see the big deal. But at the same time, you know, I don't really care. I'm more of a guy, I'm gonna lean into my age. You know what I mean? There's these guys who just want to like deny that they're getting older. It's like, why? Why deny who you are? Right? I'm 40 years old. I'm about to be 41 in a couple of weeks. I'm not afraid of that. So I'm not going to be hiding that. You know what I mean? Let's see here. The same Anime Slayer you got banned because you're being a negative jerk, and you've been a negative jerk over and over in the chat. Literally over and over in the chat, you've been a negative jerk. You're bringing up drama. You're bringing up nonsense. This stuff we've outright said we don't want. Me and the viewers. It's not just me. We don't want it. Now you're gonna bitch because you got banned. Then don't fucking talk about that stuff. It's this. You notice? All right, everyone, let's take a look at the chat. Everyone, just quickly take a look at the stream chat. How many people in the stream chat right now are talking about drama, are talking about dramatic shit, detractors, insulting stuff? How many right now? 0. How many people am I banning for the chat right now? 0. This is not some crazy Einstein-level equation that needs to be solved, all right? This is very simple cause and effect. It doesn't take a lot of intelligence to figure out. So just stop, right? If you acted normal like everyone else, you wouldn't be banned. You don't act normal. You can't stop yourself. If you can get a modicum of self-control, perhaps one day you can come back to the chat and we don't have to hear your bullshit, all right? But you have to control yourself, okay? Yes, John Ron's Baxter, I banned you because you are, first of all, you are a sock account. Someone else has already been banned. And number 2, you were being also insulting, and you also were banned. And now you're banned again, so congratulations. There you go. I know who you are, by the way.
That sounds a bit threatening. I know who you are, by the way. What the fuck? Careful, Phil.
But if people come up with sock accounts and they're like, oh, no one will possibly know who I am because I use the name Baxter. Get the fuck out of here. They're all born yesterday, right? Anyway. Rolling Stones, the Beatles, for me, 100% the Beatles. 100%. Rolling Stones are good, but Beatles are like epic. They reinvented themselves so many times with different styles of music and everything. Yeah, I would go for Beatles any day, man. By the way, Swaggins, did you ask me about how my battle scar is doing? You can't really, well, see, the thing is, they're healing, so I don't know how well you can, oh, there you go, you can still see it. It's kind of itchy now, because now it's a scab. Like, there's really, it's not a cut anymore, it's just a scab. It itches pretty badly, but outside of there's the other one. But they're healing. You know, they're healing. I actually have a healing factor like Wolverine. Yeah, right. Dr. Revan, shout out. Good to see you. 8-month membership. Says, haven't been here for a hot minute. What did I miss? Absolutely nothing. You missed nothing. Just chill here today. Enjoy the content. We got DSP versus the internet in a minute here over on DSP Reacts, my React channel. And then we got Resident Evil 4 Remake here tonight. We got a big React event tomorrow. We got Resident Evil 4 all week long after that. That's what it's all about. It's all about chilling and having a good time. Welcome back. Bloomkit says, I'll submit some Disneyland ride videos to DSP Reacts. That would be sweet. So the animatronics and effects of some of them are good. I would love to see those, because I've never seen them before. That would be sweet to me. Do I drink 7-Up? No, I do not. I do not actively drink 7-Up. My mom used to love 7-Up when I was growing up. I don't drink it. Am I going to play Resident Evil 2 Remake? Yes. Phil's Spectacular Eatporium. That might be a little bit too crazy. There you go. Darth Revan says, I haven't been here, sorry. I haven't been here live for a couple months. I had a lot going on. I'm playing Resident Evil 4 Remake myself. Hardcore currently is brutal. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm 5 hours in, and indeed, it is brutal, but I am enjoying it, and I got 2 more hours coming tonight on my late stream. So if you can join tonight, if you're interested. Do I like bagels? I love bagels. Do I like Dr. Pepper? I do like Dr. Pepper. What's my favorite genre other than fighting games and survival horror? Oh. Probably like, man, RPGs. Turn-based RPGs. Do I play Elden Ring? Yes, I did. Insanely long playthrough. It was like 140 hours or something crazy like that. Did everything. Do I like root beer? I do like root beer, actually. I love it. Good root beer is delicious to me. Can you tip via YouTube if you're not from the USA? If you mean a super chat, I don't know. I honestly don't know the answer to that. I've seen people do super chats in other currencies. So maybe the answer is yes. But I can't definitively answer that for you. Do I have a garden shed? No. We have a very small backyard, sadly. It would have been nice if we had a bigger backyard with more there, but if we have no space in our backyard, it sucks. Does Jasper only like a certain brand of food and treats? Yes. He particularly likes wet treats. For example, if we get him like a broth or a stew or something like that, he'll love it. He'll lick all the broth or stew up. Sometimes he'll eat chunks of meat. Mostly for treats, he likes liquid. He really likes, because his food is just dry food. He doesn't, if we get him the chunky wet food, he won't eat it. He only likes the dry food, and then he likes wet treats to lick up. So that's his diet, basically. It's kind of a balance. I've never played Paperboy 2, Generic. I know of it, but I've never played it. I got another tip here. And it's more drama, so I'm just going to ignore it. Whenever I told you guys, drama is plain up, straight up, ignored. Dad is currently playing Shadow of Mordor, and she's very frustrated with the game. Just like I was. She's very frustrated with it. It's so grindy, it's so annoying. She doesn't really like it that much. I don't blame her, quite frankly. Okay, guys, I think this is a good point to say thanks for a great show. We had a good discussion. We had a good chill time. And thanks to anyone who supported the channel during the show. We will be back here on DSP Gaming later tonight for Resident Evil 4 Remake. That's at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. But for now, it is time to adjourn the Level 1 podcast. Remember, we're all going to head over to DSP Reacts for DSP versus the Internet. It'll take me a few minutes to set that up. I do have to change some of the stuff here on the stream to get it set up. But if you're here live, you should see a link pop up on your screen within like a minute of the show ending. They'll say, hey, head over there, get lined up, and the show will start shortly. And if you're watching this on demand, thanks for watching as always. I really appreciate the fact that people check out the podcast every day. I really do. I thank you for your viewership. It is tremendous. It is very appreciated. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll probably talk about some more progress and stuff like that, all right? Guys, thank you so very much. Great show. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, things are getting a little jumpy. Let's see here. Leaderboard, there we go. I have to change the leaderboard, of course, to be for DSP Reacts. I have to check see how many members we have over there. Most we ever had was 77. I think we were down to around 70. I think a bunch expired this week. Hopefully we can get those numbers back up during the show. Or tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow's a giant React event, so maybe we get those numbers up tomorrow. We'll see. But we're pretty much set up. Alright. So guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to adjourn. Thanks for chilling. I need like 15 minutes to set up the show and get it going over on DSP Reacts. Because I'm going to use the restroom. I got to change the pop-ups. I got to change the stream link. I got to put the logos up. I got to do a few things. Alright. What will happen is when this goes down, the link will pop up. Give it a click, head over to DSP Reacts, and I'll be live over there shortly with the weekly DSP versus the Internet show. I hope you'll hang out with me and enjoy the show and go from there. All right? Thank you guys very much. DSP versus the Internet time. See you all in a few minutes. Thanks, guys, and be there shortly.
Son of a bitch didn't say sound good. Okay, yeah, so I think he then just basically fucking shuts us down altogether. Like, eventually. Yeah, because like, he just changes. It just goes from here. Does the same thing happen to DSP Archive, by the way, I wonder? Let me see. I'll just say DSP Archive. This was his stream. Was on Odyssey. Yeah, it just turns off automatically for him. So he goes there, okay. And it's, yeah. Right. I don't think we need to be here anymore. Although I do appreciate it, you know what I mean? I'm going to give it a wee, you know, like, you know what, so I'm just going to... Thank you. There we go. Just give a wee quick thank you to DSP Archive for kind of saving the bingo for now. You know, so there we go. Now, yeah, so this is what happened when we were on Phil's DSP Gaming live stream. It just cut off and I tried to refresh it and Phil privated the video immediately. The stream is already fucking privated. So, if we go to DSP Reacts, he's live now. But we can rewind this.
We're going to start and just...
Shut the fuck up, Phil. Let's rewind it until you're actually live. Like, properly. When do you start talking? When do you start talking? For fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. There we go. Here we go. Right, we're back. We're still playing bingo, and until Phil starts recording for YouTube, the bingo will continue, okay? We are not giving up yet. We are one away, guys. We're one away. We need Phil to say sound good, or him to use a sound box. We have one free space already because of the burps. And I can't really be asked to fucking correct the fucking Phil's chat box to fucking just put... We're not going to be here for too long with DSP Reacts, but hopefully we get Phil to either say sound good or use a sound box or something, you know what I mean? We need a free space here.
Okay, hey guys, we're going to get started in a second. Let's let's get everything working here, shall we? Let's make sure everything's working before we begin. Welcome to the show. Welcome to DSP versus the Internet, my weekly clips react show here on DSP Reacts. You guys know how this works, right? And I'm sure we're gonna get more people here now that I'm actually starting to talk. 3 hours of reacting to member submissions. So thanks to the members who submitted once again this week. Probably the most we've ever had. I think there was something between 60 to 70 submissions from the standard members, and I think we had like 8 or 9 ultra member submissions as well, which we're guaranteed to watch. All right, always a good time. Definitely gonna be variety here this week. Let's put it that way. And some of the stuff, essentially, I kind of had to screen a little bit to see what it was. And some things we will be watching longer than others. A couple things people will be like, "What the hell? Phil's gonna watch that?" But you know, I'm kind of open-minded, and I am okay with watching certain things that probably you guys would not think I would be, as long as we approach it from an open-minded perspective. Which sadly a lot of people just don't do these days. They have these judgments about things, right? So anyway, welcome to the show. So we're going to start in just a moment, and here's how it's going to work. First, we're going to do ultra members and their videos. Then we have some questions from our super members that are going to be answered. And then we've got all of the nominations from those who were standard members, okay? So that's the order we're going to do the show this week. 3 hours of reacting. I hope that you guys will enjoy and stick around for the fun. You know, there's going to be some funny stuff. There's going to be some serious stuff. There's going to be a good variety of stuff as always. Now, the best way to support DSP Reacts is by becoming a member or gifting a membership to the channel. Most of what we're going to watch today is going to be unmonetizable content on YouTube, meaning when you're reacting to stuff, this stuff constantly gets claimed by every freaking company under the sun, partnership network, etc. It's just not going to get ads on it. And if it does, it's not going to be my ads. So if you like this content, if you like this show that we do it once a week, the best way, again, to support this channel would be to become a member or to gift memberships today. As you can see, we're at 73 members. The most we've ever had on the channel is 77. It would be great if today, by the end of this show, if we could hit 80 members and hit a new milestone for the number of members here on the channel, that would be absolutely great and outstanding. It's great if every week we could have a little bit of growth. That would be amazing. And to hit that milestone would be great. So if you're thinking, hey, I'd like to support Phil today, support the channel today, that's the best way you can do it, all right? So keep in mind when we start, what's up, Jade? How you doing? Keep in mind that once we start, all right, basically, I'm going to be focusing on the content. I'm not going to be doing shout-outs. I'll only do those in between the parts. And each part's around 20 to 25 minutes long. So between each 20 to 25-minute part, then I will do shout-outs for any contributions, whether it's super chats, super stickers, memberships, gifted memberships, or tips. That's when we're going to get those. If we hit 100 likes on the stream, I'll do a bubble blow, as always. Okay? All this stuff is the usual. All the usual for the stream. Tomorrow we'll do something different. Tomorrow, all day long, we're doing a long-form react to the second Wings of Redemption documentary. So if you guys would be here tomorrow, that'd be great. I'm being told, I don't know if I should believe this or not, I'm being told that Wings will be here tomorrow in chat to basically talk with us during that documentary. I am 100% happy and excited for that if this is true. I would love for this guy to be able to actually tell us the truth about certain situations that likely will be covered in this documentary, because that's only fair. And that's what doesn't happen on the internet. People talk about, you know, they watch it and you see in one context, you don't get the full situation. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. So thank you, everyone. Great show today coming. Hope you guys will chill with me the entire 3 hours. Great show coming tomorrow. All right. So we don't have anything to shout out right now that I can see. No super chats, nothing. So I guess what we will do is we're going to start. Okay. Get started with the ultra member suggestions. Jump in here.
I'm kind of curious. What were those channels? Hold on. What were his YouTube channels on this app? DSP Reacts and a Google account for Phil Burnell, then DSP Gaming twice. Why has he got 2 separate DSP Gaming channels? What the fuck? One of the old King of Hate Vlogs fucking logo. This was literally his King of Hate Vlogs logo right fucking here on the right hand side.
Jump in here. Oh god, look what was recommended. So I think this is under library and then it's under playlist. Yes, that's what it would be. We got
No, let's look at that recommended actually. I want to see as well. Here. The recommended is things like Food Wars and video game radio. That's it essentially.
Oh god, look what was recommended.
Oh, Angry Joe, he was behind the react. We couldn't see it at the time because of the fucking, you know, the logo's in the way. But Angry Joe was recommended and that's what Phil was reacting to.
So I think this is under library and then it's under playlist. Yes.
Let's see his playlists. DSP versus the internet. Wait, does he... Wait. He saves them all individually. So if he doesn't get to the end of a playlist on one part, it just gets deleted. and not go back. They don't go back to it. That seems a bit unfair. If you didn't make it on that part, just carry it over so the people that doesn't get a fucking thing read out and reacted to the previous one can do it in the next one. Instead, Phil's like, no, we didn't make it, so we're gone forever.
That's what it would be. We got a crazy variety of stuff today, just to give you guys an idea. A crazy amount of stuff we're going to be covering today. Like stuff you probably wouldn't expect, all right? Okay. Excuse me. Okay, are we good? Are we ready to start? Are we ready to start? Is everyone ready? I hope so. Okay. And by the way, there better not be any impersonators. Like this right here is an impersonator. I know this is. It's 100% impersonator. Oh my god, what an idiot. Anyway. Alright, let's get started, shall we? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hello, everyone.
Son of a fucking bitch. Are we seriously one away again? We were one away again. Because we're out of free space because of all burping. We're one away again for the third bingo in a row. We have been one away from a full house. Balls. God damn it. That's so annoying. Fuck it all. God damn it. Okay, anyway. I'm not going to fucking waste too much time, guys. Remember, I'm going to live redirect people to fucking Decepticon stream. Decepticon is live restreaming this with Super Chuffer. Brian Arts is asking, was that including racism? Yes, I ticked the racism square for Phil kind of saying the N-word. Yes, it did sound like he said part of it anyway, a strong part of it. And yeah, I did include Phil being racist as part of that. The two things that are left over by the free spaces, essentially, I don't tick free spaces until the very end, because some people don't like it when I try and decide in the middle of bingo to pick a free space straight away. So it's like, yeah, fuck it, you know. But guys, we were close. We were close, but sadly, one away once more. I am going to wrap things up, but I'll be back tomorrow with some more DSP Bingo. And for the UK people, of course, our clocks go forward. I think it's the same for most of Europe as well, actually. But our clocks are going forward tonight at midnight. So for the UK people, we're going to go back to 6:45 PM in the UK for reacting to fucking Phil and fucking having DSP Bingo, you know? So some normality will restored anyway, and throughout, you know, UK and Europe as well, I imagine, all that shit, you know, so yeah, whatever else. But yeah, fucking... In the UK, it used to be 2 AM, give more blood, but I think it's now midnight. It doesn't matter. Some point anyway. Sunday, we're going to fucking have an hour forward. Spring forward. But anyway, I'm going to wrap things up, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate everyone being here and enjoying Bingo, but I'll be back tomorrow with some more Bingo antics. Until then, guys, I'm going to wrap things up how I always wrap things up when I'm doing DSP Bingo, by playing Notorious PIG contributions. This is one of my favourite detractor videos of all goddamn time, as you guys know. But yeah, guys, I'll be back tomorrow with some more Bingo, as I said. Thank you for being here. Thank you for keeping writing the card. And I do hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you tomorrow for some more stuff. And remember, this will live redirect you to the Decepticons live restream of Phil reacting to crap, and it's quite fun times there. I think he's there with Super Trouble tonight. So yeah, enjoy that, guys, and I'll catch you all tomorrow for some more Bingo. Until then, have a good one, guys. We'll catch you all later. Peace out.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower? When you're showered in money. When you go outside and all of a sudden greenbacks start falling from the sky and you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. and it's gone. Just gone like that. In an instant. Fucking gone.